For the fans sat in the cars waiting in the traffic lines, but the occasion out here now really is built up, and it's fantastic. It really is.
Liverpool are the hot favourites. I know, Kenny, that you always back them. Is it going to be fairly comfortable for them this afternoon?
I don't think it'll be fairly comfortable, but I think they'll win. Birmingham are very well organised. Trevor's got a good 4-4-2 system going there, and it'd be hard for Liverpool to break them down. I just hope that there's an early goal, and that will really open the game up. I think Liverpool will win, but it won't be comfortable by any way of means.
I took a few luncheon vouchers off you at Selhurst Park before the first leg of the semi-final. I'm not going to risk that on this occasion. Very quickly, Frank, can Birmingham cause the upset?
They can, Marcus, and I'm hoping for my good pal John White and his family that are here today that they can do it. The Blues, they're going to have to play at the very top of the game to do it.
Well, I know there are a lot of Birmingham supporters in Canada watching this and hoping for the best. Let's settle back and enjoy the afternoon's entertainment. Our match commentators are Brian Marwood and Alan Parrott.
Good afternoon, everyone. On the day when one of the longest standing traditions in football is finally broken. For the past 78 years, English Cup finals have been staged at Wembley. Now it's the turn of Cardiff, and a stadium that perfectly reflects its name, the new millennium. Truly a futuristic venue that British sport can be very proud of. And of course that means the famous Wembley Tunnel is no more. In place of that long and nerve-wracking walk, the players of Birmingham and Liverpool today face a much shorter journey from dressing room to pitch. Still the familiar clatter of studs on concrete, though, and those same apprehensive looks on the faces of the players. Any player will tell you these are the worst moments. They just want to get on with it now. But first, there are formalities to observe. The slow walk across the pitch, the presentation to the guests of honour, and the national anthem. And at this point, we welcome viewers to Sky Sports Extra, a delayed kickoff here because of traffic congestion outside the Millennium Stadium, but we're almost set to go now. Outside, a capacity crowd of 72,000 are in their seats. A spectacular firework display is set to ignite when the teams finally emerge, and the party of VIPs, which hopefully includes Sven-Göran Eriksson, who was one of those trapped in the traffic jams, is standing by, handshakes at the ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Worthington Cup Final 2001.
Well, the Welsh nation are proud to sing. There'll be a welcome in the hillsides. But as welcomes go, I think this one is set to be pretty spectacular. It's become a bit of a cliche that this is the fans' final, but I can tell you, with 62,000 committed supporters inside this stadium, you really do appreciate the atmosphere that only real fans can produce. Not a prawn sandwich inside today. A big occasion for all the fans, of course. Liverpool supporters, well, I guess they've seen it all before. Their club's 8th appearance in the final. It's a record for the competition. Only the name of the trophy has changed since they reached their first ever League Cup final 23 years ago. Birmingham fans, well, they're not exactly newcomers to cup finals either. Their club has been to Wembley twice in recent years. The Leyland App and auto windscreens doesn't sound too glamorous, but they won them both. Well, England's national coach is due to be the chief guest here. Hopefully he has arrived by now. I know that thousands of supporters were trapped on the approaches to the Millennium Stadium, and he was amongst them. He's got to know English football. Now he's got to know English traffic problems. Just 4 days before he starts his new job in earnest. The presentation party also includes Football League officials Keith Harris, David Burns and David Dent, and the sponsors are represented by Mark Hunter.
England national team coach Anthem.
The biggest day of their careers for these Birmingham players. None of them have ever played in a major cup final before, and indeed most of them have never played league football at the highest level. In contrast to Birmingham, of course, Liverpool's team packed with players who've seen it all and done it all, internationals, household names, men who've figured in World Cups and European Championships, but it doesn't stop them feeling nervous at a moment like this. As we're in the land of song, it's only proper that we clear the vocal cords and join a real professional opera star, Alistair Bamford, in a rendition now of the national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national anthem, led by Alistair Bamford.
So with the formalities almost completed, now let's concentrate on the teams.
2, Nicky Eden. 5.
Let's begin with our usual check on today's lineups, starting of course with Birmingham City.
Martin Granger. 7, John McCarthy. 32.
A team that virtually picked itself for Trevor Francis once he was satisfied that winger John McCarthy was fit to play after his long spell out with a broken leg. The Birmingham manager really had only one decision to make: who would play at right back. Nicky Eden had been operating in midfield during McCarthy's absence, but he reverts to defence today, and Jerry Gill is the unfortunate man who drops out. Brian Marwood.
Well, it's a Birmingham City side, Alan, that have won 6 of their last 7 games, so they'll come into this game with a lot of confidence behind them. Eden, Purcell, Johnson and Granger, the back four. Eden has been probably playing more wide right in midfield rather than playing right back. McCarthy, O'Connor, Sonner and Lazaridis this will be the midfield four. Look out for Lazaridis against Babel. That'll be an interesting battle. And up front, a very forceful front two of Dele Adebola and Jeff Horsfield. A lot of goals there, but certainly two that will be putting Henshaw and Hippier under enormous amount of pressure.
Today's referees, David Henry from Middlesex, and assistant referees, Kevin.
Well, in contrast to Birmingham, Liverpool's team selection was more complicated. The only players ruled out by injuries, Danny Murphy and Jari Litmanen. So Gerard Houllier was spoilt for choice, really, particularly in midfield, where he's opted for the quartet of Steven Gerrard, Igor Bišćan, Didi Hamann and Vladimir Smicer. His other major dilemma was who would partner Emil Heskey in attack. Robbie Fowler gets the vote. Michael Owen is on the bench.
Well, again, this Liverpool side have been in marvellous form of late, and of course Sander Westerveld, 13 clean sheets in his last 21 games. Really experienced back four, and Jamie Carragher at left back, perhaps in the more versatile, started life as a midfield player but now converted into a very successful left-sided player. In midfield for Liverpool, a real boost for them. Steven Gerrard, who we think will start wide right, but I'm not sure how long he will stay in that role. Didi Hamann will be the playmaker in there, with Igor Bišćan trying to join the front two. We make some very good runs from that area of the field, as does Vladimir Smicer. He will look to tease and get at this Birmingham City back four. And of course, when you look at this Liverpool front two, it's got lots of goals. And a lot of people are speculating whether this will also be the England front two come Wednesday night against Spain. But Heskey really is a player that has marvelled everybody in the Premier League this season. 18 goals, and Robbie Fowler back to his brilliant best.
What a day then for Birmingham's leading goal scorer, Dele Adebola. Born in Nigeria but brought up on Merseyside. Adebola was a Liverpool fan as a youngster, and indeed he could have gone to Anfield at the start of his playing career, but he chose Crewe Alexandra, who eventually sold him to Birmingham 3 years ago. Liverpool's Emil Heskey is only 23, but remarkably this is his 4th League Cup final in the last 5 seasons. He earned 2 winners' medals with Leicester City, and of course scored a vital equalising goal against Middlesbrough in the final at Wembley 4 years ago. Robbie Fowler will captain Liverpool today, the only Liverpool player who figured in their last appearance in the League Cup final 6 years ago, and surprisingly it's the only major honour he's won in his career. Sky Digital viewers on channel 404 can watch Robbie in close-up for the first quarter of an hour here. The bonding of team spirit in the Liverpool ranks. They have come from all nationalities, from far and wide throughout Europe and indeed further afield, but they are as one, and they're all honorary Scousers today. And one of the greatest players in Birmingham's history has come full circle. He made his debut for Birmingham in Cardiff over 30 years ago, becoming the club's youngest ever to represent them in the Football League at the age of 16 and a half. The referee today is David Ellery, and some 12 minutes behind the scheduled kick-off time. Let that be a warning for anyone lucky enough to be here on May the 12th for the FA Cup final. Leave early. We will finally get underway with Liverpool all in red, getting the game in motion. Birmingham City, of course, in blue and white, and an early touch for Ian Bennett in the Birmingham goal, making his 300th appearance for the club today. He's only missed 1 game all season. Granger looking immediately for Horsfield, who's going to be a handful. A big physical challenge for Henshaw and Hippier, and laying down the rules of combat straight away. Well, I expect plenty of that, certainly from the front two, and that's where Henshaw and Hippier have got to stand up to the task, because if they don't, these two will steamroller them. Birmingham's first major cup final for 38 years, since they beat Aston Villa in this competition in 1963, when it used to be held over 2 legs. Foul at the other end by Heskey on Michael Johnson. He's the only man in Birmingham's team today who figured when they reached the semi-final of this competition 5 years ago. The League Cup, the only major honour in Birmingham's 125-year history. Adibola. Cleared by Carragher. O'Connor, the Birmingham captain. Granger onto Lazaridis. Sona got a little nudge from Onsho. Goal kick, the verdict.
Well, Stefan Onsho, I think, perhaps a little bit unnerved by that earlier challenge, Alan, from Jeff Horsfield, and he's going to have to expect plenty of that today. I'm sure that his manager and the coaching staff would have been talking about that during the week.
Liverpool have won 5 of their previous 7 League Cup finals. The most recent, as I mentioned, 6 years ago against Bolton Wanderers. Heskey. And another touch for Bennett. Not the best kick clear, straight to Didi Hamann. Gets it back from Bishan. Now Sami Hyypiä. Heskey makes himself available. Gerrard, the surprise choice for Liverpool. He's been out for the last 3 games with a groin problem that has troubled him all season. Hamann. Gerrard again. Liverpool settling immediately into their passing game. But Hyypiä, as I say that, gives it away.
What is noticeable already, Alan, is that 1 or 2 players have lost their footing. I think it's a lot of criticism been levelled at this playing surface here at the Millennium Stadium, but I've noticed 3 or 4 players already have struggled to keep their feet.
Yes, it's rather like a gigantic jigsaw puzzle. There's over 7,000 pieces of turf on wooden pallets. They can actually move the pitch in and out of the stadium when they want to hold indoor pop concerts, and it hasn't knitted together that well, I have to say. Eden's free kick. Pearce is forward, so too Adibola. Cleared by Onsho. And turned back in by Granger. That should be simple for Westerveld. Marcus Babbel. Robbie Fowler the target. Johnson got there ahead of him. Granger. O'Connor takes over. Lazaridis, the former West Ham player, Australian international. Real width in this Birmingham attack. Lazaridis on the left, McCarthy on the right, and 2 big target men in the centre. Here's one of them, Horsfield. It's a good challenge by Bishan. Heskey did well. O'Connor wins it back. Some furious midfield challenges in the opening exchanges. Lazaridis. Got the pace to trouble Babbel. It was just prevented corner by Stefan Onsho. Goal kick.
Well, this will be an interesting battle between Lazaridis and Marcus Babbel, because this is the natural outlet for Birmingham City on this left-hand side. Lazaridis has got plenty of pace, but they need to get the ball to him. And I'm just wondering whether that was one of the reasons in Gerard Houllier's mind why he decided to play Steven Gerrard wide right, opposed to being a central midfield player today.
Heskey's going to win most of the headers, you would imagine, against Pearce and Johnson. Fowler. Babbel. Heskey advanced. This is Smitzer. Took a deflection, but no problem for Ian Bennett. Both teams in pretty good form going into this match. Roma on Thursday was Liverpool's first defeat in 10 League and Cup, and they still came through, of course, on aggregate. Birmingham have won 6 out of their last 7 games. Foul there by O'Connor.
Touch of the Spanish referees, because he was pointing for a free kick for Birmingham City.
Hamann. Gerrard. Closed down quickly by Lazaridis. Sona. Granger. Courageous, coming inside the challenge from Gerrard. And he did well. Sona takes over. Mickey Eden. McCarthy. Strong challenge by Carragher, one of the 5 Liverpool players in the England squad for the international on Wednesday. Adibola looked suspiciously like handball there by Hyypiä, not been given. Pearce with the clearance, straight to Haman. On it goes to Smitsa. Heskey makes an early run. And that's very good defending by Pearce. Lazaridis. Adibola. The Australian international takes over again. Adibola gives it away this time. Plenty of confidence about Birmingham's start though, Brian.
Yeah, they started quite brightly. They've knocked the ball around very well. They started with a good pace. Actually, Liverpool, what they have done is they've just subtly changed their formation. Schmidt, who was playing wide left, has come into a more central position. I'm sure they're going to hope to get him free. And Bishkan, who started as a central midfield player, now seems to be adopting a more left wing role.
Quickly taken free kick by O'Connor. Eden. McCarthy gets his cross in. On show with the clearance. Good header away by Steven Gerrard. Haman. Smits has made a fine run down the left. Heskey will feed him in. Fowler comes to the near post. There he is! First real moment of danger on the Birmingham goal.
Well, he should have scored, Alan. No two ways about that. The ball from Schmitzer at the box was superb. But this is what I'm talking about. Schmitzer's just trying to find some room to play. And when he has got that room, he delivers quality. And that's a super ball to the near post.
Ranger, the man who got it away for the first corner of the game. Bishan on the edge of the box was the target. And Sona with the clearance. Carragher now for Liverpool, who've still got 10 men inside the Birmingham half. Heskey's header and a missed kick there by Pearce. He was fortunate that it went straight to his keeper.
I don't claim that he left it for his goalkeeper, I'm sure he will, but this will be important for Birmingham just to hold on to how well they've started. I think that they clearly will be aware that Liverpool will put them under pressure at times, and it's how strong and it's how disciplined and organised.
There's Danny Sona. And again, McCarthy hugging that right touchline. Birmingham, and a throw off Sami Hyypiä's clearance. Both Adibola and Horsfield well placed here. The whistle goes in Liverpool's favour, but that's already proving a fascinating battle.
Well, that's a couple of occasions now. Stefan Onshaw has found himself up against Jeff Horsfield, and Horsfield is so strong. I mean, that is his game. You know, he really does back into defenders very well indeed, but the referee was perfectly positioned to give a free kick and advantage for Liverpool.
Heskey's head, and no-nonsense clearance by Martin Granger. The two clubs last met 6 years ago in a third-round FA Cup tie. It went to a replay, which Liverpool eventually won on penalties, and Birmingham haven't beaten Liverpool for 23 years. Trevor Francis, I would think, quite satisfied with the opening 10 minutes for his team.
That's always an opening period for any side, and clearly he would have expected Liverpool to come into this game favourites. And with his Birmingham side, I've seen them a number of times now, and they are very well organised, extremely disciplined.
Foul there by the Northern Ireland international Sona on Vladimir Smitsa, who incidentally has scored in each of Liverpool's last 4 ties in this competition.
Difficult ball from Robbie Fowler, but just interesting really in the little change that Liverpool have made with that role of Schmitzer. Bishkan, I'm not sure whether he'll be totally happy playing wide left and having to forage down that left-hand side. But Schmitzer, if he can get him free, very similar to how they did a little bit earlier when he produced that wonderful ball into the box for Robbie Fowler, he will be a threat.
I must say, it's a terrific atmosphere here. The fans are a lot closer to the pitch than they were at the old Wembley Stadium. 72,000 capacity here in Cardiff, and the fans are certainly making themselves heard. Sonner for Birmingham, too long for Adibola. Sami Hyypiä. Westerveld, meticulous ball out to Onsho, now on to Babel. Gerrard. Johnson's clearance, turned back by Schmitzer. Peirce didn't really look. Heskey was aware of the danger. Lazaridis. It's a good ball. Horsfield. Adibola's onside despite the Liverpool protests.
Well, going back to also that formation that Liverpool now have decided to play, is that it doesn't really offer them natural width. And I think Bishkan and Steven Gerrard are not natural wide players, and because of that, Liverpool are struggling just to open up the game.
They might do so here. Lovely passing movement. On it goes to Fowler. Back again towards Bishkan. A wasted opportunity. Before that, it had been a good move.
Well, it was very sharp, it was very bright, but that's just what I was talking about. Bishkan is not a natural left winger, and because of that, it's a little bit foreign to him when he gets into these type of positions, and that's when you're looking for a little bit of better quality, very similar to what Schmitzer did about 5 minutes earlier.
Keen to impress because he can't play in Liverpool's UEFA Cup campaign. He'd already appeared in that for his previous club, Dinamo Zagreb. So much competition in the Liverpool squad these days, particularly in the midfield places.
Well, this will be Granger territory. He's got 8 goals so far this season, and he's a real threat from set pieces, but it's a long way out, but he'll fancy it.
Danny Sonner, a possible option here for Birmingham, and indeed Nicky Eden lurking with intent. But Granger is a player with a very powerful left foot shot. And the rebound could have caused Liverpool a problem. Horsfield's shot was blocked. Eden turns it back in, on by Sonner. And out of that, Birmingham have gained their first corner.
Well, that was incredible, really, because as Granger was coming up to take that set piece, Liverpool don't have a wall, and there you can see it's just really far too easy for Granger to strike on goal, and they encouraged pressure when they needn't have done that.
And Granger himself has gone across to take the corner kick. Difficult one. Westerveld opting to punch clear. It's come back out to Lazaridis. Heskey was there to get it away, and Gerrard did really well. They could hit Birmingham on the break here, Liverpool. Schmitzer taking it on. Gerrard is offside as he went down under the challenge from O'Connor. The first really controversial moment. Had the offside flag not been raised then, O'Connor could have found himself in trouble.
Well, very much so, and I do think that the referee's assistant is absolutely spot on. It's a wonderful break from Liverpool. Birmingham were attacking one moment. There you can see the forceful run from Steven Gerrard, and it was close, but the referee's assistant, he went very quickly up with his flag, and there you can see just a little tap on the ankles. O'Connor was the last defender, and he certainly would have got his marching orders if that had allowed to have gone on.
Birmingham have beaten 3 Premiership clubs to get to this final. They were the only team, up to yesterday anyway, to beat Spurs at White Hart Lane. Then Newcastle at St Andrews, and of course Ipswich over 2 legs in the semi-final. They also knocked out Southend, Wycombe and Sheffield Wednesday in the earlier rounds. It's been a terrific effort by them to get to a final, but players will tell you none of that nonsense about just enjoy the occasion. They're here to win. O'Connor. Eden. Good ball for McCarthy, just couldn't control it. Hamann. Heskey chases with Johnson. Needs a bit of help here, Emil Heskey. He's done well to earn the throw. Jeff Horsfield will be the subject of player cam on Sky Digital Channel 404 for the next quarter of an hour. Heskey and Bishkan a possible target for the long throw. In fact, it went in the direction of Smitzer. Peirce heads it out, straight back in. But the effort by Sami Hupia, well off target.
Well, we talk about crucial decisions made by referees' assistants, and this certainly was a crucial, because as we freeze that and as that ball's played, I thought initially he was offside, but you can see there as that ball was played and Gerrard is going to make that forward run, he clearly is onside. That's the last defender. The ball's played through. Crucial decision.
Well, the consequences could have been really serious for Birmingham. Either way you look at it, Gerrard might have gone on to have a shot on goal. As it happens, he was brought down, and O'Connor, in that situation, might have been a candidate for a red card. So that was a very important flag. Hamann finds Babel. Birmingham allowing to keep running. Good tackle by Johnson. Now O'Connor for the First Division team. McCarthy. Adibola. Adibola goes to his knees. Thought he was going to get a free kick, but it's a Liverpool throw-in. Birmingham fans are gathered in this first half. Babel. Fowler on the far post. Headed away by McCarthy. Bishkan might be able to use that long throw in to good effect again here. And on this occasion, he's going to leave it. Jamie Carragher will take it instead, and he can get some distance on these throws too. It's Bishkan who flicks it on. Heskey underneath it almost. O'Connor's clearance. Hamann. Gerrard with the shot. Blocked by Johnson. Babel for Liverpool. And then Smitzer's shot took a deflection for a corner.
Well, that's good defending from Birmingham. They held a very good line, Alan, and that's going to be important. They can't afford to get pushed back.
Hupia making his way forward. Just the third corner of the game. Almost 20 minutes gone. Well, Birmingham held strong. Bishkan. Did well, the young Croatian player. Here's Didi Hamann. Now Birmingham can break here with the pacey Lazaridis. Adibola. Horsfield. Very calm play by Hamann. Bishkan. Trying to turn it into Smitzer's back.
Sorry, Al, I just think that Liverpool, the way they're playing at the moment, it's very, very congested in that central midfield area. They've really no natural width, and because of that, they're just suffering.
Yet another physical challenge. This time Onshaw and Hupia. The referee waves play on. Bishkan. Back to Carragher. Emil Heskey wins the header, but there shouldn't be a problem for Birmingham, and there isn't. Granger. Horsfield. He's done well here, Horsfield. Very well. Son.
Jeff Horsfield did magnificent, but that must have happened 4 or 5 occasions where Granger's had the opportunity to knock balls down the line, and Horsfield has dealt with it very well, and again just showing enough strength. This is a super ball to the far post, and Bishan and McCarthy just really tussling for the ball. McCarthy felt for something a little bit more.
Birmingham have a free kick. It'll be taken by Martin Granger. This time it was Liverpool who defended well, but Birmingham have certainly pressed plenty of men forward here, and Eden has targets to pump it back in. Johnson's header. Lazaridis held off the challenge from Steven Gerrard. O'Connor, the Birmingham captain. Aaron Pearce. That was disappointing. Goupier looks for Smitzer. Eden closing him down quickly. Now Carragher for Liverpool. O'Connor has it back. Lazaridis has come in from that left touchline and wins a free kick. Obstruction by Marcus Babel.
He had nowhere to go really, did he, Stan Lazaridis, and it was an unnecessary challenge from Marcus Babel, but Liverpool are just struggling to get their game together. They don't seem to feel particularly comfortable, whether that's with the system or the personnel within that system.
This is Horsfield. Babel stood his ground. Johnson knew what he was doing, just hammered the clearance against Robbie Fowler. Inside of the first trophy as Liverpool's manager. This is his 3rd season in charge, still in the FA Cup quarter-finals, of course. They played Tranmere in that, Porto in the UEFA version. Rangers' cross was straight to Hamann. Heskey. Carragher. Bishan. And now Hamann. Robbie Fowler, the Liverpool captain. Birmingham have got every man back behind the ball, forcing Liverpool to play it sideways in midfield. And now at the back.
They're really just trying to pass the ball around Liverpool, change the direction of play, try and open up this Birmingham side, but they're sticking steadfast to their principles of defending almost with 2 banks of 4 with the front 2, working very hard.
Pity we didn't start counting the passes in this Liverpool movement. And that's a foul.
Well, that was excellent play from Gerrard. He decided to come away from his right-hand side role and really just taking Eden on the left-hand side, but now giving them an opportunity. It's important to get the right delivery when you've got the likes of Hippier, Henshaw, Heskey in the box. It's really vital that the quality from this wide area.
Smith will take it, a posse of players near the penalty spot. Eden gets it clear. Smith straight back in again. Horsfield, not the easiest ball to control, it reared up at him. Lazaridis takes Birmingham on the counter-attack. He needs help. Or does he? Still going strong. McCarthy on the other side. And it came off Carragher for a Birmingham City throw.
Birmingham did really well, just working it back down towards the Liverpool defensive third.
O'Connor, Horsfield. Now on to Granger, Lazaridis to his left. This is O'Connor, Granger. That took it into the path of McCarthy, and now Adibola. I think Liverpool feel they should have had a free kick in the build-up to this Birmingham attack, but the First Division team have a throw instead.
Well, Birmingham certainly haven't come into this game showing any nerves whatsoever. Alan, they've looked very well organised, extremely disciplined, but not only that, they've tried to play, they've tried to get it wide, especially to Lazaridis,
who's on the ball now and puts a dangerous cross into the heart of the Liverpool penalty box. First on show, and then Gerrard got it away. The danger hasn't gone yet though. Lazaridis.
That was a fantastic ball into the box from Stan Lazaridis. Unfortunately, Darren Pearce hadn't really timed his run to perfection, but that is the quality Lazaridis does possess.
Now Granger. Westerveld with a strong punch away. Sonner knocks it back in. It's come to McCarthy. Liverpool did have two defenders on the line. They didn't need them in the end. Westerveld made the save.
Well, that really is a good opportunity. And again, Liverpool looking a little bit nervy at the back. Wasn't a confident punch by Westerveld, but he stood firm. His positioning, excellent.
Steven Gerrard gives it away. Eden. Disappointing ball by Nicky Eden. Birmingham, the 15th club in the history of this competition from outside the top division who've reached the final, and only 5 of them have ever gone on to win the competition, as Fowler produces an absolutely magnificent goal to give the Premiership club the lead. What a finish by Robbie Fowler. He really turned back the clock with that goal.
Well, if anybody had any doubts about Robbie Fowler's fitness and sharpness, just have a little look at this. This really was top draw finishing, and it's Route 1. The ball from Westerveld, Emil Heskey, so powerful, and Fowler just reads the run, reads the touch. He's aware of the goalkeeper's positioning. Bennett is a long way off his line, but doesn't he catch that as sweet as you possibly can get? And that is a magnificent strike for a player perfectly in form.
Fowler's 6th goal in the competition this season. Liverpool have the breakthrough. Heskey on to Gerrard. Now Babel. Blocked by Granger. A real test of Birmingham's character as well as ability now. 1 down to one of the top teams in the Premiership as Fowler hits another shot. Well blocked this time by Darren Pearce. Here's Bishkan. Hammam. Stefan Onsho. for the run by Vladimir Smitsa. Pearce gets it away with some difficulty. And O'Connor miscontrolled it. Fortunately for him, it went through to Bennett.
Well, they're going to have to settle Birmingham City. They did start very well indeed, and they'll be clearly shell-shocked from that goal from Fowler, because really Liverpool haven't had any chances of real note.
And wins it back. Heskey's offside. Well, he's got a fantastic record in this competition, Robbie Fowler. 27 goals now in 32 League Cup ties. Wins it back. Adibola, Sona, Lazaridis, straight into Vesterveld's hands, and then he was nudged over by McCarthy.
Well, perhaps the goalkeeper may well have made a little bit more of it. This is not an awful lot to John McCarthy as this ball came in, and something and nothing, is it really? But wonderful anticipation from Robbie Fowler. It really was. But as we can see, this ball from Vesterveld, it was played up to Emil Heskey, and really it's just the anticipation of the run. He knows that Heskey's going to win it, and as he strikes the ball from distance there, you've got to potentially question the goalkeeper's position on that, but you wouldn't really have expected Fowler to unleash what was an absolute pearler.
Well, it's the Mersey sound that's rolling around the Millennium Stadium at the moment. Rangers clearance, it's a good one, but I think it was Horsfield who was called offside. Emil Heskey is the subject of our player camp on Sky Digital Channel 404 for the remainder of the first half. His header, Fowler's sublime finish, Liverpool have the lead. Here's Fowler again. It looked as though he might have been dragged back there on the edge of the Birmingham box. Interesting to see that again.
Well, again, good link up between the front two, and as that ball goes into Heskey, flicked onto Fowler, there's a lot of power and strength from Robbie Fowler, and Darren Pearce is going to have to be a little bit careful if he's going to make challenges like that on the edge of the box.
Well, Gerard Houllier's selection of Robbie Fowler ahead of Michael Owen has paid huge dividends, and the England coach, of course, here to see that Fowler still has that fantastic ability to see a chance out of nothing. A wasted ball there by Birmingham has kept them under pressure, but Heskey couldn't control it.
Stephen Gerrard had time to bring that ball down, and Liverpool, hopefully the goal will give them a lift and they can get the ball now and begin to test Birmingham City.
Horsfield, now Lazaridis. Those two combine again. And that's a corner.
Well, he's a threat for Birmingham on this left-hand side. If they can get the ball to him, he's already shown in this opening 34-35 minutes that he's capable of causing problems. And I'm sure Horsfield and our pitcher and Adibola will welcome that type of service.
Just one thing missing at the moment, the football. Vesterveld had to come and claim that one. He got a little bit lucky, the Liverpool keeper, but he got the ball.
Again, not overly confident, but still keeping a clean sheet, and that's something that they've done very well of late.
Carragher anticipating ahead of McCarthy. In fact, Liverpool even get the throw. They've beaten Chelsea, Stoke, Fulham and Crystal Palace in the semi-final in the League Cup this season, Liverpool. They've now scored 20 goals in 6 ties and conceded only 3.
Johnson. Well, I'm sure Gerard Houllier will be delighted that his side find themselves 1-0 up in this game, but perhaps a little bit disappointed that they haven't really made a big impact as far as quality possession, and certainly quality possession in the right sort of areas.
Winning it ahead of Horsfield. Great play then by Gerrard to pick out the German international again. The long ball finds Heskey. He's got 3 to his left here, Emil Heskey. He's gone right. And Johnson dogged him every step of the way.
Good defending. Really was good defending from Johnson. Very careful to watch the ball and make sure that he didn't commit an unnecessary foul.
Again looks for Heskey. Fowler getting in almost between goalkeeper and defender.
Well, again, it's wonderful anticipation from Robbie Fowler. He can see that the ball is going to go over the head of Emil Heskey, reading the situation better than some of the Birmingham defenders.
Fowler on the ball again. Lazaridis wins it back. Liverpool getting stronger now. The goal has given them, obviously, the confidence to be just that little more aggressive in the middle third. Aman. Hupia. Straight to Lazaridis, though. Now Granger for Birmingham, who trail 1-0 here. Lazaridis. Offside, but I think Birmingham get the free kick anyway. Coming up this week, England against Spain, first at under-21 level. That's live on Tuesday, Sky Sports 2. Then the senior international, Ericsson's Bow, of course, as coach the following night. Again, Sky Sports 2 and Sky Sports Extra. We begin at 7. And the Republic of Ireland against Denmark is on Sky Sports 1, also on Wednesday evening. McCarthy, good ball. Adibola's header was misdirected. Bishan for Liverpool. Lovely return ball by Robbie Fowler. Heskey in the box, but the cross onto the top of the net. Goal kick.
Again, Bishan doing good work down the left-hand side. He's had to do a job for the team. Gerard Houllier feels that at the moment that's his best position, more threatening position. It's not a comfortable position, I don't think.
Foul by Adibola. A lot of free kicks going against the Birmingham front two.
When you look at the possession over the last 10 minutes, 59% for Liverpool. They are really beginning to exert themselves.
Abel's long ball could cause another threat. Johnson read it well. Here's Granger. Into the final 5 minutes of the first half. Heskey. Fowler was going to hit that unbelievably from that range. Gerrard. Straight against Granger. Liverpool have a throw.
Again, another player losing his footing at a crucial time. Steven Gerrard, just as he was going to cross that ball into the box.
It's a beautiful venue. I think they're going to have to do something about the pitch and the access before the next major occasion here. Babel's throw, flicked on by Gerrard. Hit by Smitzer. I think it came off a Birmingham boot. It did. It's a corner. for Birmingham. They concentrate hard now. To concede a second goal before half-time would give them a long way to climb back into this tie. McCarthy. This is Lazaridis. Brushed aside. The referee saw nothing wrong with Smith's challenge, though. The Birmingham fans certainly did, complaining loudly. And they feel justice has been done as their team has it back. Horsfield. Did well. Eden. Horsfield. And now he gets a free kick in his favour.
It's great strength from Jeff Horsfield. Talked about his power earlier in the game, but Birmingham will be hoping to get him into the box and provide that type of power in the danger area.
Lazaridis. Oh, it was almost a clever little flick to Danny Sonner. It was well read, though, by Houpier. Birmingham have done enough in this half to suggest that there's plenty of life left in this final yet for Trevor Francis's team.
Yeah, I think Trevor will be nearly delighted. I'm saying nearly because they find themselves 1-0 down, but they're giving a good account of themselves. They're very well organised, and they haven't caved in after that Liverpool goal, but they just really have got to carry a little bit more of a threat. And I do believe Lazaridis is the player. If they can get him on the ball on that left-hand side, he could trouble Marcus Babbel.
Long ball from Onshow. Heskey gets up well. Smitzer! Well, a lot of the Liverpool fans at the other end of the stadium thought that had gone in. It probably should have done.
Well, it was very similar to the first goal, but this time it was Schmitzer that was the anticipation of Heskey, and it's a wonderful touch from Emil Heskey. Again, it's route one, but as this ball goes in from Heskey, defenders have got to be a little bit more aware of the runners. That's an excellent chance, it really is. He ought to have finished that, and you would have expected him to finish it, certainly with the form that he's been in at the moment.
Could that be a crucial let-off for Birmingham, I wonder? Horsfield. Ironic that for all Liverpool's good passing football, the two best chances of the game, one of which led to a goal, one of which might have done just then, both have come from a long ball and a Heskey header. The beauty of football is that you can score in so many different ways. Here's Gerrard. That's a wicked ball, and it's almost tempted Pearce to deflect it towards his own goal. Bennett took charge, and McCarthy takes Birmingham forward. There's only going to be a minute of stoppage time at the end of the half. Heskey's caught offside.
Well, he can be a handful, I think, as we've just seen, certainly with the opportunity from Schmitzer and the goal from Fowler. Defenders are going to have to be very wary, because you know he's going to win his fair share of headers. He's so commanding in those type of areas of the field, and you really almost got to try and read the second ball, and that's what Birmingham just been lacking a little bit, and it's cost them on the goal.
Good clearance by Houpier, under real pressure with Adebola up against him. Here's Bichat. Adebola's header on, Horsfield in a threatening position. Houpier had to win that. Johnson. Pearce. This is likely to be Birmingham's final attack of the half. Can they make it count? Lazaridis. Horsfield back to Granger.
Well, they certainly need to provide better quality than that, but one of the disappointing factors, I think, from Birmingham's performance has been Dele Adebola. 11 goals this season, and we talked about the threat that he could be, but really is Horsfield that is carrying the fight at the moment.
Adebola. Optimistic, but he struck it well.
Well, that's better. We're just really talking about how ineffectual he has been.
Robbie Fowler. achieved the breakthrough for Liverpool. And as we reach half-time, a look again at the goal that separates the sides. One long kick from the keeper, one header down, one brilliant piece of finishing, and it's advantage Liverpool after 45 minutes here in Cardiff's Millennium Stadium. Plenty left in this cup final, though. At half-time here, it's Birmingham City 0, Liverpool 1.
Coming up for you here on Sky Sports. Tuesday night, the England under-21s play their Spanish counterparts from 7:30 on Sky Sports 2. Then on Wednesday, after all the waiting, Mr. Eriksson can finally name his starting 11 for the senior side. 7 o'clock Sky Sports 2 and interactive on Sky Sports Extra. And also on Wednesday night, choice for you, the Republic of Ireland play Denmark from 7, and that is on Sky Sports 1. Birmingham are making a change at half-time. Dele Adebola is going off. Young Andy Johnson is coming on. What do you make of that, Kenny?
Well, he's totally different to Adebola. He's very quick. Maybe they're going to try and get some things knocked over the top via Horsfield for Andy Johnson to run onto. But the young boy's certainly got a wee bit of pace about him.
What about the pitch, Frank? We spoke about it before the game. It's cut up a little bit in places. 1 or 2 times we've seen players falling over. How do you think it's behaved in general so far?
It's been excellent, Marcus. You know, a lot of football there. I think that's what they have to do, get the ball down and play a little bit more in the second half. I think it's held up well, the pitch, and you can't make that, can't use that as an excuse for not playing football. And I think if with the substitution at half-time, Birmingham will look to play a little bit more football and try to get the young substitute through on the deck, as it were, and look for chances that way, because I think they just hit a few too many long balls in that first period.
We were half expecting them to relay it during half-time. I think instead they've gone to build a few more car parking spaces, haven't they?
I hope we build a few more roads to get us home.
From the Liverpool point of view, same again in the second half, or do you think Gerrard would like to see them step it up a bit and use those flanks as well?
They've changed the way they've been playing recently. They've gone for 4 across the middle to 3. They've put Smeesar just in front of the 3 midfield players, just behind Robbie and Emil Heskey up front. So he's changed for today, but he'll be expecting a bit better. But if it's more of the same, then they go home with the cup.
Yeah, and of course he's got plenty of very attractive options on the bench should he choose. I'm sure that Trevor Francis has installed some more fire and fury into Birmingham hearts during the interval. Their first major final for 38 years. They really do want to make the most of it. Fabulous surroundings, tremendous atmosphere, but the wrong score from a blue point of view at the moment. Let's see if they can turn it around in the second half. It's back to Brian Marwood and Alan Parry.
Thanks, Marcus. Liverpool have a very good record against Birmingham, unbeaten in 17 meetings, and on the 2 previous times they've played them in this competition, Liverpool have gone on to win the trophy. Andrew Johnson, who's only 19, is the half-time replacement for Dele Adebola. He scored in the semi-final against Ipswich and has 3 goals in this season's Worthington Cup competition. Stan Lazaridis, the subject of our player camp for Sky Digital viewers on channel 404 for the first quarter of an hour of the second half. A different sort of attacking option now for Birmingham City. They started with 2 big men in Adebola and Horsfield. Now Horsfield still out there, but the quick, sharp Johnson is new partner. McCarthy. Horsfield. Did well. Sonner. On to Eden. Birmingham now attacking the goal where all their fans are gathered. Eden's cross is good. Johnson almost had a dream introduction as substitute. Within seconds, he could have brought his team level.
Well, you're not going to get a better chance than this. I think the problem is he's just come on. He really has gilt-edged opportunity at that near post. It's well worked. It's a wonderful ball in from Nicky Eden, and really he's just looking for any sort of contact, and it's certainly not the right contact that he ends up getting.
Well, he must be thinking that was quite a decent substitution, or at least he could have been. As everything in this Wonderful game. It's all so marginal. If he'd have got there a second earlier or been a foot in front of the defender, he could have been celebrating a goal.
He made an
Marginal
excellent
substitution at the other end.
Yeah, he made an excellent run, Andy Johnson, but the build-up was very good indeed. And you know, we talked about the benefit, I guess, for both sides to get into wide areas and to fire that sort of quality into the box. And you know, it doesn't matter who you are and how well you are as defenders, it's very difficult to cope with that.
A let-off for Liverpool then early in the second half. Heskey with another great climb, couldn't find Fowler this time. The clearance by Pearce. Sami Hyypiä there for Liverpool. Now Fowler, the Liverpool goal scorer, his 10th of the season, incidentally. Eden's clearance. Hamann. Crowd warned him that Sonner was closing him down. He found Gerrard on the right, who's got Babel in support. And just about gets it back to the German international. Here's Heskey. Babel. Birmingham biting into the tackle. They've started in determined fashion in this second half. Sonner dispossessed. Bishan takes it forward now for the Premiership team. Fowler back to Carragher, two of the Liverpool-born players, of course, in this team. And there's another, Steven Gerrard. Emil Heskey on the ball. Schmitzer. Hamann. Babel. Gerrard takes over. The return ball was a beauty to Babel. Fowler! Good block by Pearce. Goal chances at both ends of the field in the opening 3 minutes or so of the second half.
Well, it's wonderful football from Liverpool. Marvellous possession. Really did carve Birmingham City open.
And a final that's been interesting rather than exciting has come to life. Granger's clearance.
Well, it's a wonderful combination, really, on that right-hand side for Liverpool. And it's, again, one of the few times that Marcus Babel has managed to get into a forward area.
Here's Heskey. Fowler well placed as ever inside the penalty area. Pearce with the clearance. Lazaridis vaulted over the challenge from Schmitzer, but couldn't get round the second one from Babel. Seems to have really opened up the game. Schmitzer. Heskey just hit him on the heel. Now we're getting football worthy of the occasion.
Well, Birmingham have clearly come out to play now, and what it has done, it's opened the game up and it's allowed Liverpool more space to operate in, certainly for the likes of Schmitzer.
Here's Eden. Hamann's interception. The clearance was short from Carragher, straight to Nicky Eden. Horsfield does well. He's not just a big battering ram of a centre forward, is he?
No, he has done well, but the problem, I think, is he's done it in the wrong areas. They need to have him in the box. I think Frank and Kenny both talked about it at half-time.
McCarthy trying to make life difficult for Igor Bishan. He's had 10 months out with his second broken leg in quick succession. Desperately unlucky player, the Northern Ireland international John McCarthy. And this is only his second start of the season, and they've come in the space of a few days. Birmingham's main objective, of course, promotion, bidding to return to the top division for the first time in 15 years. It's their longest spell outside the top flight in the club's history. Here is McCarthy. Sonner takes over. Eden. Danny Sonner again. Carragher concedes the throw. And Johnson gets it back. And that's a corner.
Oh, that's bright play from Birmingham City. McCarthy taking the throw in very quickly. And that's the sort of pace that Johnson has. He can get in and about the defenders. It's a different threat now since the removal of Adebola.
They'll miss Adebola's presence in the penalty area. However, Pearce and Horsfield, two likely targets here. Johnson coming in behind them as well on the far post, and it almost reached him in the scramble for possession, in which referee Ellery saw an infringement. Free kick, Liverpool. Well, again, that's unnecessary from Birmingham City's point of view, because when you've got the delivery, the quality of delivery that Martin Granger can possess from either free kicks or corners, make sure that really you're not trying to push anybody out of the way, because when it's fired into the box like that, it's difficult to defend against. Fowler with a lovely touch. Heskey. Gerrard keeps it in play, and Fowler alive to the threat. Johnson made a risky challenge. Back again to Robbie Fowler. That was absolutely instinctive striking of the highest quality.
Tell you what, I'll worry about the first touch there, because that ball was fired back into the box by Stevie Gerrard. Just look at that touch. He cushions it, he takes the pace off it and sets himself up for a very difficult strike on goal, because it is of an acute angle.
But he's turned on an all-round excellent performance in front of the New England coach today, Robbie Fowler. It might just nudge Sven-Göran Eriksson's elbow sufficiently to include him in the starting lineup on Wednesday. We shall see. Steven Gerrard, I mentioned in the first half, has had this groin problem, which has persisted all season and has kept him out for the 3 games leading up to this final. And I gather he's made an indication to the bench that he's feeling that groin injury again and might have to come off. He hasn't really looked right all day.
No, I think you're right, Alan. I think the problem is also the type of pitch that we have here today is not helpful, especially if you do have those groin problems. But in Nicky Barmby, really they have the ideal replacement. He has also shown a good form this season.
Well, it was always going to be a bit of a risk on Gerard Houlier's part, but he feels, and understandably so, that Gerard's the kind of player worth taking risks over. As Johnson is dispossessed here, battles well to win it back, and indeed earns a free kick, fouled by Babel. He's made an immediate difference, the teenager.
Well, yeah, and I think you're bound to when you've got that sort of pace and commitment to take people on, really. But it's Haman that gets his side into trouble. He deliberates far too long on the ball, allows Johnson to nip in.
Danny Sonner lining up the free kick for Birmingham, though Nicky Eden's in close attendance as well. Eden 2, Sonner 32. It's Eden who takes it, and Westerveld, well, he will feel that was his ball. Houpier decided to head it away, and that's the golden rule of defending. Get shot first, and then argue with the goalkeeper later.
Again, Bichand showing that it's not natural for him to play on that left-hand side, but he has, at times, looked very awkward when he's come for the balls into the box, and well, that should be an area of weakness that Birmingham City will want to exploit. But we talked about the threat of Horsfield, and they need to get him from wide areas and get him into the box.
The first confrontation of the game, Sonner and Bichand involved. We haven't seen a yellow card as yet.
Hopefully Mr. Ellery will just quietly sort this out, but I think really it was the reaction from Danny Sonner that seemed to really spark the situation, and I'm sure whether David Ellery had a particularly clear view and consulting with his assistant. Danny Sonner just pointing to his face there. He feels there is the left arm that goes up. He felt that that was dangerous play. Perhaps he had a point.
Not sure whether Danny Sonner speaks Croatian too well, but I think he got his views across, as did Mr. Ellery, who lectured both players but didn't produce a card. Heskey's header on, and then Pearce takes a tumble under the challenge from Fowler. Goal kick. Bright start to the half, though.
Yeah, I expected it. I thought that Trevor Francis would have been absolutely delighted with his side's first half display. I think that he just wanted to carry that extra threat, and he clearly felt the reasons for making that substitution. And well, what an opportunity that was for young Andrew Johnson so early in the second half. And that perhaps was the problem, because he hadn't got into the game.
Hamann wins it back for Liverpool. On show. Still no sign of that Liverpool substitution. Carragher. Bicham. Fowler. And this is Hamann. Babel. It's a lovely ball from Fowler to Heskey. Didi Hamann. Carragher. Bicham. Wonderful move this by Liverpool. Smitsa. Heskey! Well, there must have been, I don't know, a dozen, 15 passes involved.
Well, that's superb build-up play, but really Birmingham City get it all wrong at the back. The player's trying to play offside, and he clearly wasn't. And there's that run from Schmitzer. I think Michael Johnson is the culprit, because he thinks he's going to catch Schmitzer offside. He doesn't. It's a wonderful ball into the path. There you can see he's clearly onside. Darren Pearce plays everybody onside, and Heskey, well, gilt-edged chance.
One thing they don't seem to have quite got right at the Millennium Stadium is a ball boy or two to retrieve the football when it goes out of play, and another long wait before Schmitzer can take the corner. Finally, he delivers, and Bennett with a safe catch. I understand that Gerrard and the Liverpool bench in consultation have decided that they're going to leave Gerrard out there for another 10 minutes or so, just to see if he can run it off in football parlance.
Well, it must be hugely disappointing for the player himself to be constantly dogged by this groin problem.
Eden. It's a useful ball in. What a chance. The header by Horsfield. Lazaridis coming in behind him.
Well, again, it's from this right-hand side, and it's an excellent ball in, but I actually think Marcus Babel does a very good job on Lazaridis. He just does enough, gets across Lazaridis, and unfortunately Lazaridis hasn't got the strength to get in front of the German defender.
One facility they have got right in the Millennium Stadium is the catering. They've got a machine here that dispenses 12 pints of beer in 20 seconds. Frank Worthington says it's nowhere near enough. Fowler. That's a useful ball, and danger here. Good save from Schmitzer by Bennett. Stayed in play, despite the protests from the Birmingham fans. I don't know how they saw that at the other end.
Well, Robbie Fowler's shown an unbelievable sharpness and awareness all through the afternoon. And again, it's that little flick from Heskey, but that's a superb ball. Just played in behind Darren Pearce. Pearce had to be careful, because he could quite easily have given away a penalty, and Schmitzer had that opportunity in the first half, has another good one in the second half, but full credit to the goalkeeper.
Sami Hyypiä. What a difference he's made to Liverpool's defensive record, and the combination of him and Stefan Onsho has been very special indeed. Steven Gerrard, if he lasts another 15 minutes, will be followed by our player camp on Sky Digital Channel 404. Don't think we'll follow him back to the dressing room if that's where he ends up. O'Connor wins it back for Birmingham, who've done pretty well in the second half. Pretty well throughout the game, in fact. An hour gone.
Well, they have done very well, but you do believe that they've got to try and exploit wide areas, and I'm sure that Trevor Francis would have identified that as an area where Lazaridis in particular.
Who gets the cross in? Vesterveld seemed to misjudge it as the ball swerved towards the crossbar. Carragher on hand to clear.
Well, he just dug the ball out, didn't he, Lazaridis? This is the type of quality that he can provide into the box, and Vesterveld again looking very nervous, looking very edgy.
sea of blue stretches from pitch side to rooftop at this end of the field. Heskey got it away. Lazaridis there to turn it back in and win another corner. The Birmingham fans and players convinced that they can get back into this game. Eden will take this corner. Cleared almost off the post there by Haman. McCarthy pumps it back in. Liverpool under a bit of pressure here. Pearce still forward and wins a free kick. The challenge by Haman. What a good position this is for Birmingham City and presumably Martin Granger.
Well, this certainly is Granger territory, and Darren Pearce there. It's the slightest of touches, but the referee was perfectly positioned. And really, with this type of position, you can almost go either side. He elected not to have a wall in the first half, but you can bet your bottom dollar Westerveld isn't going to make the same mistake again.
The Liverpool wall rather back the correct distance. Granger hits it straight into the wall. Cleared against Johnson. That'll be a Liverpool throw. Didn't really make the most of that opening.
Well, you've got to say the wall did its job, but again, Trevor will be reasonably pleased. But need to pen Liverpool back.
It's a good ball for Smitzer. He's got the pace to keep going here, brought down by a combination of Lazaridis and O'Connor.
Well, you can see really Birmingham City on top in the last 5 minutes. Liverpool will want to do something about that. They've got to maintain good possession and get the ball into Heskey and Fowler, because they have been a constant threat.
Hupia, glorious ball. Bishan got round the challenge from McCarthy. Now he faces Eden. Babel. Gerrard seemingly recovered. In it goes towards Heskey. Bennett had to be decisive then. Haman tried to knock it back in. Fowler's there.
Well, what a ball that is from Haman. And the goalkeeper there, looking very edgy indeed, but this is absolutely superb. He came well for that one, but as this ball is knocked back in, Fowler is clearly onside, and he's just got to get a touch on this, Alan. That's all it's going to take to knock it past the goalkeeper.
Liverpool bidding to win this competition for what would be a record 6th time. They've already today created a record for the competition. This is their 8th League Cup final. Carragher taking no risks. Westerveld's kicking has generally been superb, and it gets Liverpool straight into the opposition territory. And another clever little effort there by the scorer of Liverpool's first half goal, but a free kick had been given just before that.
Well, Martin O'Connor's just having to do that nitty-gritty role in front of his back four, and in particular against Schmitzer. Schmitzer just having that roaming role in behind the front two.
Suspiciously like a foul by Bishan on Pearce. The referees let play go on. McCarthy's cross dealt with by Babel. It's a useful kick. Horsfield cleared by Onshow. Smitzer, Fowler one side of him, Heskey the other. He couldn't find either as Eden intercepted.
Well, that'll be disappointing for Gerard Houllier because there's a lot of responsibility. The type of role that Schmitz is playing, he's going to have that freedom. Going to make sure that he delivers better balls than that.
I'm sure it'll be no consolation to Birmingham if they lose, but they can be proud of the way their team has performed today. They've stood up to Liverpool and caused the team in the top places in the Premiership quite a few problems. Sonnet, McCarthy, nicked back off him by Haman. Gerrard, Bishan. Dodgy ball that was. I don't think Carragher will be too grateful as Johnson closed him down. The deflection came off the Birmingham man goal kick.
Well, that's a difficulty that Bishan has on this left-hand side because it's a very foreign position for him. I don't think he enjoys playing in that particular role. He's having to do a job for the team.
Haman. Gerrard miscontrolled it. Onshow on hand to clean things up. Eden's header. Clearance by Carragher. And again. Fowler. He's given it away to Sonner. Then did very well to win it back. And both teams losing possession. Lazaridis.
Just a little scrappy phase, and you would expect better from Liverpool, but Gerard Houllier is out of his seat and really just urging his players to try and maintain better possession.
Granger. Onshow first to it again. It comes back to Johnson, who's had a really steady, impressive performance at the heart of Birmingham's defence. So too has Pearce. Foul on Horsfield.
Well, again, Birmingham are going to have to look for the right sort of quality from this area.
Lazaridis. Couldn't quite pick out Sonner, however, Birmingham have another corner.
Well, it's certainly been a better performance from them in an attacking sense in this second half, Alan. Trevor contemplating making another change.
Babel gets it clear meantime. Still a threat to Liverpool. Not now, there isn't, as Gerrard gets it clear. And a slip there has let Fowler in. He's got a long way to go, and he's got two defenders and the goalkeeper to beat. He holds it up cleverly instead and feeds it through to Igor Bishan. O'Connor, who made the original mistake, got back to block. Heskey, and Birmingham finally get the danger clear, although still not fully clear. Upia. Onshow. What a ball that was from Sami Hupia.
Played about 3 or 4 of those during the course of the afternoon, and he's either gone right or left. But this is the change that Birmingham City have elected to make, and in Brian Hughes they have an attack-minded player, somebody that is very good on the ball, will attack people.
The Northern Ireland international Danny Sonner, former Sheffield Wednesday player, is the man that Hughes, who by the way is a rabid Evertonian, will replace. Born and brought up in Liverpool and started his football career at Wrexham, Hughes. And a man with a happy knack of getting goals as well. Johnson gets it clear. Lazaridis facing his own goal. Did well in the end.
I think Trevor Francis, the substitution reflects the fact that they're going to have to push more men forward. Danny Sonner, more of a holding midfield player, likes to get on the ball, pass it around. But Hughes will look to try and join in with the front two.
Birmingham have used 2 of their 3 substitutes. Liverpool haven't used any as yet. Steven Gerrard has got second win. Here's Johnson. Trip. Birmingham free kick.
Come on, Stevie, get back here. Stevie in front.
First coming in, the blind side of Carragher here, and collided with goalkeeper Westerveld, and then a little confrontation between those two.
Well, actually, I think Darren Purse had every right to go for that ball, and I think that's exactly what he's saying to the Liverpool goalkeeper. When that ball is in the air, as long as it was, and Westerveld, we've talked about it, he's looked a little bit edgy and nervy right through the afternoon, and this is really the reaction by the goalkeeper, and I think that they can perhaps both find themselves a little bit fortunate if they're not to be yellow carded. Mr. Ellery's having one of those lenient afternoons.
Poor old Darren Purse, who'd made his way all the way back into his own half, has now got to go back again for a ticking off from the headmaster. Well, it's almost been like a return to the old days of discipline, where a ticking off suffices and the cards stay in the pocket. And we've all got to be grateful for that. Another towering header, Fowler. He claimed it was handball by Johnson, so did about 20,000 Liverpool fans behind that goal. Eden's clearance. Horsfield, it was headed away from him by Hupia. This is Arnschell. Johnson making a nuisance of himself, but it was another splendid long ball to pick out Fowler. Smitzer. Hisham, Haman, Carragher. Liverpool content to keep possession as we move towards the final quarter of an hour. On show. Over the head of Fowler.
Well, again, this is the anticipation from Robbie Fowler, linking up again with his striking partner Emil Heskey, just trying to flick the ball away. It clearly was a handball, but I think that given the way the officials were positioned, I don't think they had a particularly good view of that.
So Liverpool, for the second time in a week, find a handball decision, making a headline. First one went in their favour, that one went against them. Here's Eden. And now McCarthy. Carragher's clearance has gone straight to O'Connor. Chance of a break here for Liverpool. Haman leads it. Heskey to his left, Smitzer to his right. Still going, Haman. Good tackle. He's been excellent, Johnson.
That's a superb read of the situation by Michael Johnson. Had to be absolutely spot on with his tackle.
And here's the other Johnson, Andrew Johnson. Couldn't force it through to Hughes. I'm not sure Hughes has had a touch yet since he came on. Gerrard has hurt himself here and is lying injured as the Liverpool attack comes to an end. It's a throw-in and looks like cramp.
We talked about the difficulty that the pitch would bring the likes of Steven Gerrard, that perhaps he'll give Gerard Houllier that opportunity to make a substitution. I saw Gary McAllister getting warmed up, and I think that his introduction will be about really trying to maintain possession.
So, change of heart by the Liverpool manager. Earlier he was going to bring Barnby on for Gerrard. In the end, it's going to be the 36-year-old Gary McAllister who makes an appearance in the final. He captained the Leeds United team that were beaten by Aston Villa in the final 5 years ago. In fact, they beat Birmingham in the semi-finals that season. Andrew Johnson of Birmingham is the subject of our player cam for Sky Digital viewers on channel 404 for the remainder of this game, unless, of course, we go to extra time. A reminder that we have to have a winner on the day. No replays anymore in this competition. An extra 30 minutes and, if necessary, penalty kicks. Well, it's becoming a sadly familiar sight in this young man's career. Steven Gerrard limping off, usually to a standing ovation, and that's happened again. If only he could overcome these persistent injury problems, what a future lies in store for him. McAllister at the other end of his career on in his place. I'm sure Sven-Göran Eriksson has been impressed by the performance of the English-born players in the Liverpool ranks today. And one or two of the Englishmen in Birmingham's team that perhaps he didn't know quite so much about. McAllister gets his first touch, back to Hupia. Onshow. Ranger knows that Fowler's breathing down his neck here. Johnson helps him out with the clearance straight to Smitzer. Hammer. McAllister. The onus is on Birmingham to come and get it off Liverpool now. Which they've done, their throw.
Well, Schmitz has still got that freedom to roam amongst the front two, but Darren McAllister now playing as a central midfield player alongside Didi Hamann, and they'll be looking for McAllister's passing qualities just to really maintain possession for them.
A long ball by Pearce finds Horsfield. Hughes beaten to it by McAllister. McCarthy hauled down by Bishop. Well, the Birmingham fans haven't given up hope. You can hear that. Eden's free kick. Johnson coming in. Was taken off him by his own player. Here's Lazaridis. Keep right on to the end of the road is the Birmingham anthem. That they will do in this game, right to the final whistle, I'm sure. Now, something like 11 minutes away.
Poor marking, and that's a great opportunity, and he knows that, and he certainly knows that, because it's a wonderful ball into the box. But just look at the positioning between Heskey and Hippier and Honshaw, and they'll be disappointed not to have picked up Darren Pearce. He ought to have done better with a header.
Birmingham are going to make their third and final substitution now. Marcelo, the Brazilian-born striker, is coming on to take the place of Jeff Horsfield. Marcelo has been playing in recent weeks when Horsfield was out injured, but he spent most of the season on the subs bench. Final throw of the dice by Trevor Francis, who scored the winning goal the last time Birmingham beat Liverpool in an old First Division fixture over 20 years ago. I think he'll be proud of the way his team have played today, irrespective of whether they push this game into extra time.
When the ball is on that side.
International action on Tuesday night. The under-21s play Spain at Birmingham City's ground, in fact. Sky Sports 2, we begin at 7. Then we move across to Villa Park for the Senior International, and that's also starting at 7, our programme on Sky Sports 2 and Sky Sports Extra. Same night, Sky Sports 1, it's Republic of Ireland versus Denmark. Marcelo gets his first touch. McCarthy. Those who thought that Liverpool would have a comfortable afternoon have been made to think again. Birmingham have given a very good account of themselves and shown that they've matured into an excellent team, still very much in the running for promotion from Division 1. Remember, they've been in the playoffs the last 2 seasons and they've never been out of a playoff place this season. Liverpool, as we go into the last, 8 minutes, have the only goal so far. Rangers ball. Johnson trying to make it difficult for Moncho. It's a goal kick.
Well, I think that's been the missing ingredient from Birmingham City's performance, Alan, and they do have pretensions of getting into the Premier League this season, but they just need that final extra 10%, and that will take them from what is a very good, well-organised side to certainly a side that's every chance of getting promotion.
Vladimir Smitsa is about to make way for Nicky Barmby. Barmby, who's been something of a lucky charm for Liverpool in cup competitions this season. He scored 8 goals in all, 6 of them have come in cup ties. 1 in this competition against Fulham.
He's just taken up that role at just off the front 2.
Darren Pearce lying injured here as Heskey finds Fowler. He can clinch it here.
Well, the Birmingham City players are very disappointed indeed that Liverpool elected to carry on with that attack when their centre-half was down injured, but again, just look at the power of Heskey, Alan. It really does shake off people, and again, the good combination between the front 2. That certainly has got to be encouraging for the unlucky England manager.
I think he fell awkwardly there, Darren Pearce, the player that was signed from Oxford a few seasons ago, former England under-21 player, is in real pain by the looks of it. Used all 3 substitutes. They've got a problem now, Birmingham.
Well, this is the challenge, and again, that's been a feature of the game, the tussle between Heskey and Pearce, and I don't think you can point any finger at Emil Heskey. It was just the way that the young defender landed, but he has been awesome. It really is beginning to look the top quality striker that people believed he was going to become, but there was critics, people questioning whether Gerard Houllier was wise to spend that 11 million, but this season it certainly has paid off.
Well, making substitutions is always a gamble for any manager. If Trevor Francis thought that there was going to be a problem, he wasn't going to risk putting Marcelo on, but he has done, and Pearce, who's still limping heavily, has been sent back on. They used to call it nuisance value once upon a time, and that's just about all he's going to be, I suspect. Now he's in big trouble, and they've got yet another injury. Ryan Hughes this time.
Well, I just wonder whether Trevor will be a little bit disappointed when he reflects back on this game where they haven't developed attacks more in wide areas. With Liverpool playing almost that diamond shape, there have been opportunities for the likes of Eden and Granger, Lazadidis and McCarthy to try and exploit some space, and that certainly hasn't happened for them.
Well, there's going to be a fair amount of stoppage time for David Sullivan back in his native city today, and the Birmingham faithful to see, because this is about the 3rd lengthy stoppage in this half. Nominally, we're just coming up to 4 minutes to go, and I would imagine there'll be 3 or 4 to be added. Hughes has to go off, and pretty obvious which part of the anatomy was injured. O'Connor. Turned forward by Granger. Hoopier gets it away. McAllister. Interesting to see how Pearce does the next time he's called upon to defend. He's still running awkwardly at the heart of the Birmingham defence. Foul by Johnson on Robbie Fowler.
Perhaps stating the obvious, and Fowler's goal would have put him in contention for man of the match, but his general all-round play, Alan, has been phenomenal. His runs have been good, his awareness of where his striking partner is, his hold-up play, everything about Robbie Fowler has been top draw.
Hughes has just returned to the field for Birmingham, so they got their 11 men out there, but one or two of them nursing injuries. Didn't stop Pearce winning that header. Bishak, Fowler, Barmby, Hammam, and now Babel. So often he's not clumsy in possession. Johnson, good defending by Hoopier. Didn't seem to know where the ball was. Johnson came to win it back and leaves it to Granger. O'Connor. Eden. This is Johnson. He's done well. Eden's cross. It's the most convincing clearance by Hoopier, but Liverpool have got away with it for the moment. Played back in by McCarthy, and Vesterveld able to let that go behind.
Oh, it really was messy, wasn't it, as far as Liverpool was concerned? But again, Trevor will be disappointed. Not really finding the right sort of quality into the front two from wide areas. That time it was John McCarthy, the culprit.
Well, these Birmingham fans have enjoyed their day. They've enjoyed their team's performance. They've been behind them all the way, and so they should have been, because they've done them proud. But they're now only a few minutes away from losing this final. Fowler. It's a Birmingham throw. Full credit due to Liverpool as well. You have to remember they've had an enormous number of high-profile, vital matches in recent weeks, including those 2 games against Roma. The second leg was only on Thursday night, and a lot of the players out there now figured in that as well.
Just as far as the physical side, it's also the mental side, but you know, they've had the opportunity to play in a cup final, and that clearly would have lifted the majority of the Liverpool players.
The beginning of a new era for Liverpool Football Club. Could it begin with a trophy in the boardroom? Biscan's shot, pretty wild, pretty inaccurate. Gerard Houllier, whose only major honours as club manager came 15 years ago now when he won the French League title with Paris Saint-Germain, is stoppage time away from winning his first piece of silverware in charge of Liverpool. The board to indicate stoppage time has just been held up, and it is, as I suspected, 4 minutes. Here's Hughes. Liverpool win it back. Granger. Anticipation from the Birmingham fans, but they've lost possession again. Hughes working hard to deny Hammam space. Tired sort of clearance by Marcus Babel. Here's McCarthy. O'Connor. He hits the deck, but McCarthy's cross causes Liverpool a problem. Onsha with the clearance. Lazaridis. Granger. Late pressure here by Birmingham City. Can Liverpool hit them on the counter-attack? possession. Fowler and Heskey in support. Here is Robbie Fowler.
Well, it was always going to be difficult for Robbie Fowler because it was on his right foot opposed to his favoured left. Birmingham really just going all out now in these final closing moments.
Carragher wins it back. Didi Hamann almost caught in possession. Back from Carragher to Vestergaard. Marcelo closes him down. Liverpool could be just a couple of minutes away from winning the first major trophy of the English domestic season. McCarthy. Johnson. McCarthy's cross is useful. Headed clear by Babel. Ranger goes down. O'Connor goes down as well, and Mr. Ellery points to the spot. Birmingham City have been given a penalty 2.5 minutes into stoppage time.
Well, he had a good look at the first one, but certainly the second one, you can have no doubt whatsoever. What a clumsy challenge that is. With seconds to go, and really there's no need to fling yourself in the manner in which Oncho did on Martin O'Connor, and David Ellery was absolutely spot on with his decision, spot on with his positioning.
What a dramatic week this has been for lovers of cup football. Tranmere Southampton, Wimbledon Wickham, and now today Birmingham Liverpool have all produced twists in the tale that just remind us why we all love this game so much. Halfway through, 4 minutes of stoppage time, Liverpool within sight of the trophy. Now, dramatically, Trevor Francis's team could be off the hook, and this final could go to extra time. The Liverpool fans had the celebratory songs ready. Now they've got to wait. It could be Birmingham supporters celebrating, and O'Connor, who's earned the penalty and who's still receiving treatment, is Birmingham's main penalty taker.
Well, he certainly stayed down a long time, but this is the incident, and this is where Stefan Oncho just flings off. He isn't anywhere near the ball. Martin O'Connor goes down in the box, but there you can see he's a long way off.
Now, this is interesting. The referee's called for the stretcher, so he's got to go off anyway. Now, if we were in open play here, of course, he couldn't come back on until he could play no significant part in the action. Well, he, as I've just said, is the penalty taker, so...
he won't be taking it from there, will he?
It'll be some penalty, but clearly the responsibility is going to have to lie with another player by the looks of it, because I'm not even sure O'Connor's going to be able to continue here. And all the substitutes have been used. We could be one kick away from an extra half an hour. O'Connor is stretched off, and Darren Pearce, who himself was injured just a few minutes ago, has got the courage to step forward and take the penalty kick that might well send this final into extra time. Hold on to your hats. And he scored! Birmingham City have a lifeline!
Well, you talked about whether Darren Pearce would have the courage, Alan. He did, and he also had the conviction. That was as sweet a penalty as you would see. He maintained his focus when a lot of things were happening around him, and it was planted firmly into the corner of the net, and that's as good a penalty as you're going to see, because Vestergaard dived the right way, but he couldn't get anywhere near it.
Well, taking penalties is about 1% technique, 99% bottle, and in that situation where you know if you've missed it, goodbye to the trophy, well, it's sheer raw courage, I think. Fowler with a shot at the other end. We can only be seconds away from the final whistle. What a week.
Well, it's had everything. It really has had everything, and it still isn't finished.
It is now, to paraphrase a famous commentator. David Ellery has blown the whistle. 90 minutes has finished, and finished on a high for Darren Pearce and Birmingham City. Martin O'Connor, who earned the penalty, is still being treated on a stretcher at the side of the pitch, but his run into the Liverpool penalty area has given his team the chance still of lifting the Worthington Cup. No wonder Trevor Francis headed straight for Darren Pearce, who took that penalty with the coolest head inside the Millennium Stadium. Well, we have gone the distance, and we still don't know who the winners of the Worthington Cup are going to be. 1-1. We'll be back soon. Welcome back to Cardiff's Millennium Stadium, where dramatically a goal in stoppage time from the penalty spot by Birmingham centre-half Darren Pearce has sent this Worthington Cup final into extra time. Birmingham are going to be able to start the extra half an hour with their fully 11 men, but how fit they all are is another matter. Pearce himself got injured towards the end, and O'Connor was injured in the incident that led to the penalty, but he's limped on. Igor Bishkan will be the subject of our player cam on Sky Digital Channel 404 for the opening 15 minutes of extra time. Well, what an amazing final. It was never exactly in the bag for Liverpool at any stage, but when you get 2.5 minutes into stoppage time, you're entitled to think you're almost there. One rash tackle, one beautifully dispatched penalty kick, and Birmingham are back in business. Marcelo's header on to Johnson, and Johnson did really well. He's looked sharp from the moment he came on at half-time.
Well, he showed great pace there, didn't he? To really get in behind Sami Hyypiä, and you could think that there's a little bit of tiredness now creeping into the Liverpool play, but mentally that really has got to be a shattering blow. And there you can see really Hyypiä found wanting from the pace of Johnson.
Francis will want to strike a special one for Darren Pearce. You can only imagine what was going through his head, taking a penalty kick as critical as that. Here's Carragher for Liverpool. They've got to start all over again. Barmby. Straight against Pearce, who's played exceptionally well, quite apart from the way he dispatched the penalty beyond Vestergaard. O'Connor still struggling a little bit. He doesn't look right at all. But just to repeat, Birmingham had used all 3 substitutes. So it's either battle on or play with 10 men. And O'Connor really is a battler. He'll stay out there. They'll have to carry him off.
Well, he has done superbly well for Birmingham City. He really is the heartbeat of the Birmingham side, and he really is going to struggle through whatever time's remaining. And it's important, I guess, for the rest of the players to see him there, because he does have an influence.
It's the first final of his long career, and no one's going to take him off the field, I'm sure, as Vestergaard makes a good catch under pressure from Marcelo. Birmingham effectively are playing here with 10 men because O'Connor is just limping around in the middle of the park. Granger. Marcelo just that bit sharper than Bisham. McCarthy. Johnson. Marcelo. This is Hughes. Decent ball in. And the onus has now moved back to Birmingham. Granger, Johnson. The layoff to McCarthy.
Well, it's a very tired effort from John McCarthy. Not an awful lot of football to talk about this season. Crucially came through some horrific injuries, and he has played his part here this afternoon, but Birmingham clearly have got a lift from that penalty right at the end of normal time, and they really have come out firing, and they're playing with a lot of confidence.
Johnson's clearance. Lazaridis looking as fresh as he did in the opening minutes. Johnson looks about the freshest player out there and wins a free kick for Birmingham City. Only 10 of the previous 40 finals in this competition ended in a draw after 90 minutes. We have needed extra time in 2 of the last 4 finals, but never has the League Cup competition been decided on penalty kicks in the competition's history. I wonder if we're in for a first here today. It's a good ball in, and Hughes came to meet it, and that was a chance.
Well, Jamie Carragher's going absolutely ballistic with Igor Bishkan, because that's far too much room afforded to McCarthy. It's a wonderful ball to the near post. We talked about the one just at the beginning of the second half when it was fired in from a similar position, and Johnson missed that opportunity. This time it was Hughes making a run from midfield.
Loses possession. He knows what it's like to score a late equaliser. He did so for Leicester City a few years ago. McCarthy just kept that in play.
Great play again from McCarthy, just running at this Liverpool back four, and it's a tiring Liverpool back four.
Christian Ziege about to come on. Hughes for Birmingham meanwhile. Clearance by Hupia. But the impetus lies very much with the first division team at the moment. And I think now Gerard Goulier will make his change. Remember, McAllister and Barnby already used. So this is Liverpool's last substitution. Bishkan goes off, and on in his place the German international Christian Ziege. Pearce, the Birmingham hero. Here's Hughes.
Well, I can certainly understand the substitution. Ziege will more of a left-sided player than Bishkan. Bishkan has certainly toiled down that side without a great deal of joy. He'll offer some protection now to Jamie Carragher, certainly with the likes of John McCarthy running at the Liverpool defence.
Players got second win, so their supporters. And how fitting the words of their favourite song. They did keep on to the end of the road. Officially the 90th minute before Trevor Francis's team sent this final into extra time. In reality, deep into stoppage time.
They look very flat at the moment, Liverpool, Alan. They need a boost from somewhere. They need just a little bit of spark, some energy from one of their creative players. Perhaps a man just getting his foot on the ball in that central midfield area. At the moment, they're chasing Birmingham City around, and Birmingham look the stronger team.
Here's Onshow, whose challenge on O'Connor caused the penalty. McAllister. There is O'Connor. And now Granger. Marcelo. We've got another player lying injured now. I think it's Granger suffering from cramp as Johnson gets in, and Onshow slips again, and Johnson goes down, and there was a loud appeal from the Birmingham end of the stadium for another penalty.
Well, this is just about the pace of Johnson. He really has troubled this Liverpool back four, and he just stumbles into the box. And when you looked at the other players' reactions, there's no real claim for a penalty.
Rangers back on his feet meanwhile. It used to be the old days at Wembley when we saw players dropping like flies, suffering from cramp. It's become a less familiar sight in recent years, but there have been a few suffered today.
I'm sure that the onlooking England coach Sven-Göran Eriksson is perhaps marvelling at the spirit and the determination that no doubt he is witnessing week in, week out in English football.
Now, Hughes. Good effort! My word, what a moment that was.
Well, that really would have been one of the goals of certainly the season, because that's a late tackle, and I just wonder whether Ellery would come back and book Sami Hyypiä. He didn't, but Hughes had the foresight to spot exactly where Westerveld was, and that is an important touch, because that was heading for the top corner.
And the Evertonian Hughes almost sent Birmingham into ecstasy. I think they're there already. Heskey gets it clear. Fowler for Liverpool. And now Barmby. Liverpool have hardly got going in this first period of extra time. And Pearce just about managed to stretch and deflect that away from Fowler. Ranger looking for Johnson. Hughes again. McAllister wins it back for Liverpool. Fowler.
They can't get out at the moment, Liverpool, and they can't maintain any sort of decent possession.
McCarthy. Marcelo. Back to McCarthy. Now Johnson. The block by Oncho. Some of those Liverpool players are looking so tired at the moment. They're very flat-footed. And at the moment, you get the feeling that the advantage lies with Birmingham.
Well, you talk about the physical side, Alan, but there's also the mental side, and they clearly were flattened by that.
But wait a moment, as Fowler goes forward. Now, did Johnson use his hand? The referee has decided he did. Johnson absolutely furious. But a free kick it is.
I think he actually thinks it is a foul by Robbie Fowler. As he gets across him, Robbie Fowler does very well, and there you can see he looks around Michael Johnson. He's hoping no one spotted him, but David Ellery certainly did.
And the camera misses nothing. Hamann and McAllister over the ball. Christian Ziga is there too. Taken by McAllister, he went for goal, and Bennett at the second attempt holds on. Granger. The target is Marcelo. Although he won the header, there was no teammate near enough to capitalise. That's gone out of play. It's a Birmingham throw.
Well, there you can see really it's Birmingham City that are in the ascendancy now. 66% possession, and it's been good possession. And they really have had Liverpool chasing about.
These are anxious moments for the Liverpool fans in the stadium, and of course those who couldn't get tickets watching. There's Robbie Fowler. I'm not sure whether it was Hamann or Heskey given offside there. Heskey had his back and was clearly returning towards the halfway line, so I can only assume it was Hamann.
Yeah, absolutely spot on, and that's what the referee's assistant decided as well. And there you can see, just as Robbie Fowler's about to play the ball in, it is Hamann making that forward run, but you do believe if Birmingham can get some sort of quality into Andy Johnson, he really is going to cause them problems. He has done since his introduction as a substitute. His pace, his power.
Some anxious looks on the faces of the Liverpool supporters. That betrays their lack of confidence at the moment, because Birmingham have dominated this first period of extra time. McCarthy. Marcelo. A chance for McCarthy to get the cross in. He leaves it to Nicky Eden instead. Eden again. Hughes, good control, but he was unlucky that Carragher was well placed to clear. And Pearce gets there ahead of Heskey. And there's a chance here for Johnson. It's another penalty, is it? Well, I must say my first reaction was that that was just as convincing a spot kick as the one that Mr. Ellery gave right at the end.
Well, they're absolutely fuming, and this is what we talked about with a sort of pace, and that is as clear-cut penalty as you're going to see. That is an unbelievable decision, because not only is David Ellery looking at it, the referee's assistant is in an absolutely perfect position to give it.
Well, he didn't hesitate to give the penalty at the end of 90 minutes. He shook his head this time, and I think Birmingham have been dealt an injustice.
Well, he can't believe it, can he, Trevor Francis? He really can't believe it.
Right at the end of the first period of stoppage time, Birmingham City had a genuine claim. Now they face a Liverpool free kick. McAllister lifts it in. There's an offside against Emile Heskey.
Well, it's not just a genuine claim, Alan. I think for me it's a cast iron certainty. And what I can't believe is the referee's assistant on the far side, not the gentleman that we're looking at the moment, had a perfect view of the situation.
Well, it's all about interpretation in this game, isn't it? But I think 9.5 times out of 10, that would have been a penalty. We've reached the end of the first period of extra time. Mr. Ellery was in the spotlight at the end of 90 minutes, and he was again then.
Well, I think that gentleman there has also got to take his share of the blame, because he really was looking straight at the incident, and there's Andy Johnson just going across to say, why did you not give it? Because as he went into the box and Stefan Anshot came across, he certainly caught him as Johnson just nicked the ball past him, showing good pace. And Liverpool can count themselves fortunate.
Phil Sharp, the linesman, who found in Liverpool's favour.
At the end of the second period of extra time, the game will be decided by the taking of penalty kicks.
So we've got 15 minutes of proper football, and if we still don't have a winner, then it's Russian roulette. Penalties to decide the outcome of the 2001 Worthington Cup final, which of course carries a place, a guaranteed place in Europe in the UEFA Cup competition next season. The last club from outside the top flight to win the competition was Sheffield Wednesday 10 years ago. Can Birmingham emulate their feat here? They've come back from the dead. They've performed exceptionally well throughout the day. And now a tiring Liverpool team who had a hard match only on Thursday night have got to try and wrestle back some kind of control in the second half of extra time. Otherwise, as they say, they face the lottery from 12 yards out. Anything can happen. Well, Martin O'Connor won't trouble our cameraman too much, I suspect, as he's the subject of player cam in the next 15 minutes. That's for Sky Digital viewers, of course.
A great one to watch if you're a physiotherapist.
Nicky Eden. Hughes turns it back. Bennett slices his clearance. And Heskey.
Well, you can certainly notice that how difficult Liverpool have found it since Birmingham City scored that penalty right in the final minute of normal time. Really did knock the stuffing out of Gerard Houlier's men, and they really have struggled to overcome that.
Birmingham's first major cup final for 38 years has seen their team perform with honours. And it's still in the balance. Eden, Marcelo with a header, and again, it's a good effort.
Well, he certainly must have watched Robbie Fowler in the first half with great admiration on his left foot. This time it was Marcelo on his right foot, and he elects to take the volley. Westerveld is a little bit off his line, and that wasn't far away. Very good strike indeed. Very measured. Unfortunately, not as accurate as he would have liked.
Fans who were understandably apprehensive and a little quiet in the first spell of extra time, finding their voices again now. Johnson, he's been a star today, he really has.
Well, Mr. Ellery's finally had enough.
That must be something of a record to get this far in a game without a yellow card.
Well, he thought about it, and I don't think he was going to produce it, but then realised he has brought them along.
Didi Hamann, the first victim of a caution today. Granger sweeps the free kick goal as Heskey gets it clear. McAllister beaten to it by Hughes. Oh, that was very calm defending by Hupia. Now Babel for Liverpool. Still going strong, Babel. That's a corner kick. What a good run that was by Marcus Babel so late in the game.
Well, he hasn't often done that during the course of the game, but fortunately Martin Granger had enough pace to keep up with the German international.
Granger convinced that that should have been a goal kick. Hughes who cleared on the near post. And now Ziege can take the throw. Headed away by Pearce. This is Johnson. Lazaridis clears, but it's half deserted by Birmingham players who are all back defending the corner. Carragher knocks it long. Pearce again wins the header against Heskey. Darren Pearce has been magnificent. Here's Lazaridis. Onshow stepped across him rather to stop him, and that's got to be a free kick.
Well, that's as blatant as you can get. It really was callous defending from Stefan Onshow. He just goes straight across almost the neck of Stan Lazaridis and giving David Ellery no option but to book him.
Here's Johnson. Crossed by Lazaridis. Marcelo on the far post. Westerveld claims it. Just to confirm that Onshow received a yellow card, having discovered the pocket in his shorts marked yellow cards. Mr. Ellery's decided to use it twice now in quick succession. Carragher.
Struggling for a rhythm. Liverpool at the moment, Alan, and it's Birmingham City that look the likelier of the two teams to win this football match.
There's around 10 minutes of this football match remaining. Who'd be a manager? The things these players put you through. Nicky Eden with the free kick. Babel. Here's Barnby. Push by Granger. Christian Ziege. That's a useful looking ball. It comes again to Fowler. Johnson's only partly cleared it. Fowler with a header! Wonderful save by Bennett.
What about the ball from Christian Ziege, though? It really was magnificent to Robbie Fowler. And it was fortunate that Michael Johnson hadn't gone to sleep in the box, and then the ball came again to Fowler, and he tries to find the top corner with his header. Well, I think it was going to go slightly wide, but the goalkeeper certainly wasn't to know.
McAllister will take the corner, and the keeper came again. It was flicked beyond him. Johnson gets it clear, and then booted away from danger by Granger.
Let's not also forget that Birmingham City had a game midweek. They played Tuesday night, so they'll certainly be feeling the pace as much as Liverpool.
Yeah, a tough game and a good win up at Preston. Liverpool have a free kick. Marcelo cannot believe it, but he better had, and he'd better get back and defend. Ziege to take the free kick. And does eventually. And Hoopie had a header!
Well, that's an important save, Alan. It really is. And we know the type of quality that Christian Ziege's got. But there you can see Hippier gets across Darren Pearce. That's not often that's happened during the course of this game, because Pearce has been outstanding.
Johnson comes in to dispossess Carragher.
Well, he's given a real live wire performance, hasn't he? Andy Johnson, since he come on as a substitute.
He certainly has. Johnson again. Here's McCarthy. Johnson did well. Oh. If Hoopier hadn't been placed perfectly then, Liverpool might have had a problem. Heskey's header. Some tired players out there now. Eden. McCarthy.
This fellow's gone on as well as anybody, John McCarthy. Not sure how many games he's played this season. It isn't many. So his fitness levels have been extraordinary.
Eden's cross. Marcelo tries to get there. That deflected, and that's why Vesterveld leapt on the ball. It would have been a corner. It's only McCarthy's second start. Just 3 substitute appearances before that. So he really has shown remarkable stamina. Hughes. Johnson. Hughes still going strong. The cross towards Marcelo. Johnson is up there with him. Liverpool have it back though. Well, where is he finding the energy from? It's his second wonderful run here by Babel, and still going.
Well, what about Lazaridis? What about the energy he showed, Alan?
5 minutes to go, or it's shootout time from the penalty spot to decide who wins the trophy and who wins the passport to Europe. Hamann for Liverpool. And Liverpool get the free kick. Hamann furious because he felt that the referee should have given Liverpool the advantage there. Back in possession, however, and hits the post. A coat of paint away from scoring what surely would have been the winning goal.
What a strike this is. He's had a look, he's had a sighter, and he's just let one rip. And I'm sure Ian Bennett would have been absolutely delighted to hear the thud.
Well, it was an ordinary first half, but from the interval onwards, it has been full of drama, and it has been a worthy occasion for the Worthington Cup final. And they've biggest drama of all is yet to come. Hupia. It's a useful ball. Out comes Bennett. Very safe. Very safe goalkeeping. He had to get that right. If he'd have bundled into Barnby, he could have had a problem. Marcelo. Johnson. Cleared by Hupia. Well, no wonder they rave about this lad. He's only 19. I think he's got a great future at Birmingham, and he's certainly been outstanding since he came on at half-time. He's on the ball again. Westerveld had to scramble again to prevent a corner. 3 minutes to go. Liverpool, the most successful club in the history of the League Cup competition, against Birmingham of Division 1. 1-1 the score. The cross goes in. Bennett comes out and once again shows his value to Birmingham City.
Well, there's two occasions. You're rightly spot on, Alan, with the fact that important interceptions, important claims.
Lazaridis. O'Connor has just limped his way through the last half an hour. Still managed to find McCarthy.
Well, it says everything, doesn't it? But they can all be proud of their performance. Birmingham City players and Liverpool players. Everybody would have expected Liverpool to certainly have turned over Birmingham City here this afternoon, but it hasn't worked out that way.
You just couldn't buy drama like this. Here goes young Johnson again. And for the third time in quick succession, Westerveld prevents the corner. He might have to prevent a few penalties going into his net very soon. Carragher. Hupia. We're into the final minute of extra time. Robbie Fowler. Birmingham survive. This might well be Liverpool's last attack of the game. Ziga's header has gone straight to Bennett.
I just wonder whether some of these players have got the strength to take penalties at the end of this, Alan, because they really have given their all.
Lazaridis just got there ahead of McAllister. Babel has been incredible in this period of extra time. He seems to have got stronger. Michael Johnson gets it clear. We still don't know who has won the Worthington Cup. Robbie Fowler's goal in the first half of normal time gave Liverpool advantage. Darren Pearce in stoppage time after 90 minutes, equalising from the penalty spot. And now it's all about penalties. And Ian Bennett, who's had a splendid match, will sympathise, I'm sure, with his opposite number, Sander Westerveld. They're the two guys now who could be heroes, who could be villains. For the first time in League Cup history, the Worthington Cup will go to a penalty shootout.
Well, if this is a taster of what's to come at the Millennium Stadium, then football has found a very welcome temporary home. Kenny Dalglish and Frank Worthington are with me in the studio. First of all, Frank, I'm increasingly worried about your high blood pressure. Can you get through this penalty shootout?
I was getting a bit carried away there, Marcus, but they fully deserve it. You've got to say that on the balance of play. Birmingham have played their way into this, into the penalty shootout, and they fully deserve it, and I think they could go on and win it.
They had about 3 or 4 hobbling around after 90 minutes, Kenny, but to be fair to both sides, they found remarkable extra energy levels in this extra time period, haven't they?
Obviously O'Connor got hurt right at the very end when he won the penalty for Birmingham. Throughout the half hour there, all he was doing was giving it as soon as he was getting it. It's great testimony to him that he stayed on for a half hour, but as I say, the level of fitness for Birmingham was surprisingly high. Liverpool the game Thursday, which might just have taken the edge off them a wee bit and gave Birmingham, but certainly they looked a stronger team in the second, in the extra time, Birmingham.
And you get the impression now, Frank, that this is just somehow meant to be Birmingham's day.
Yeah, I mean, little things that happen in games, Marcus, and I mean, there, the ball in ricocheting off the post there, it was a great effort from Liverpool player, but I just think the Blues' name is on this cup because of these little things that all add up, and it's got to be their day.
Fantastic noise outside. Whatever we may have thought about the pitch, the atmosphere, the whole setup has been absolutely fantastic today, Kenny, hasn't it?
I think both sets of players and fans deserve tremendous credit because they've certainly made it a great occasion. First half, as most cup finals are, was a wee bit quiet. They certainly kicked on from there.
Well, of course, it's all about the... sorry, Frank, it's all about the 2 goalkeepers now. Just thinking, Ian Bennett's not the tallest custodian in the business. Mr. Westerveld seems fairly assured when it comes to set-piece occasions.
Yeah, he's got a lot of composure, Westerveld. I've been very impressed with him, Marcus. Ian Bennett, he's still making a name for himself, and you know, a lot to do here, a lot to prove on this occasion.
Those stats are since the 3rd round of the competition when Liverpool became involved.
I think the goalkeepers can win yet, but they can't lose yet. So really, they take their chance. They pick one side to go to, and if they save it, they save it. If they don't, well, okay, they don't. I think the pressure is all on the penalty kicker because he's expected to score. So, as I say, the goalies will win you, but won't cost you. But the ones taking it.
Yeah, of course, we've already seen one absolutely fantastic penalty by Darren Pearce.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely brilliant under so much pressure, Marcus, there. You know, Kenny and I used to take penalties and we used to take them for fun, but that was a massive, massive moment for him, and to show the cool, the collected way in which he took that penalty, the nerves of steel was absolutely brilliant, and the actual execution of the penalty was superb.
Your record was pretty impressive. How many did you miss in 20 years?
Yeah, I missed 2 in 20 years.
Not bad.
Of top flight professional football. And when I played for England, Mark, I've got to tell you, Sir Ant Ramsey, he asked in one of the team meetings who would like to take the penalties, and I said, I'm taking the penalties, boss.
So you'd be the first to step up now?
I would, yeah. I was always the first up there. I used to love taking penalties.
I'd be last. The goalkeeper was in front of me, I think.
Yeah.
And no, maybe Big Hansen was just behind me.
Well, they'd never asked me. Here we go then. It's all or nothing as we rejoin Brian and Alan.
Well, there's a slight advantage to Liverpool. Firstly, they'll take penalty number 1. Secondly, it'll be at the end, and all the penalties will be taken here, of course, where the Liverpool fans are gathered. Gary McAllister, who's only scored once for Liverpool, and ironically that was against his former club Coventry, takes the first kick and nets.
Well, that's quality. Gary McAllister has taken penalties in the past, has been successful in the past, and he has shown the way to go for Liverpool.
Well, just listen to the torrent of abuse raining down on Martin Granger. He doesn't want to listen. He's a tough character. He looks pretty relaxed, doesn't he? You can only try to imagine what kind of nerves are going through the emotions of the players and fans at this moment. Granger to make it 1-1. Saved by Westerveld. Liverpool nudge ahead.
Well, that's a fantastic save. It really is. He guessed right. Very athletic indeed. Granger struck it well enough with that good left foot of his, but it was just enough, just inside that near post for Westerveld to make the save.
You almost wish they could erect the goal on the halfway line so that this advantage, your fans or their fans, would be nullified. Not really practical, I guess. But it is a big advantage, certainly. They're wishing the ball into the net now from Nicky Barmby. And they help him to smack it high and make it 2-0 to Liverpool.
Well, I said McAllister's was good. That wasn't far away. That really was sweetly struck. Position A.
And who should step up next for what has already become a crucial penalty for Birmingham? But Darren Pearce, the man whose kick from 12 yards out in stoppage time sent this match into extra time and ultimately to this shootout. 5 penalties each, remember. Birmingham have already missed one. Liverpool have scored both of theirs. He's really got a net. And he has.
Well, he went the same way as he did in normal time. He scored with that one, and he certainly scored with his latest.
Liverpool still have the advantage, though, obviously. The German international Christian Ziege to make it 3-1 for Liverpool, which he does.
Well, it's not bad, is it, when you've got your 3 penalty takers are all international football players. And there you can see plenty of composure, wonderful accuracy again.
Marcelo, the Portuguese international, a player born in Brazil, will be the next taker for Trevor Francis's team. Some of them can't bear to watch in the stands. He's netted. It's 3-2.
Well, it's almost unbearable, isn't it? It really is almost unbearable.
Well, I was at Selhurst Park for the Wimbledon-Wickham FA Cup tie on Tuesday night when I thought at one stage they were going to be calling spectators from the crowd to take penalties. There were so many. I wonder if that's going to happen again.
He needs to get it right.
Didi Hamann for Liverpool. Saved by Bennett.
Well, he went for power and he went straight in the middle of the goal, and Bennett wasn't going to be put off, and that really has certainly put Birmingham City back into this penalty shootout.
3-2 now. They can draw level here with their penultimate penalty. Lazaridis will take it and scores. They have drawn level.
Well, I've got to say the quality of most of the penalties that we've seen so far have been top-notch.
Robbie Fowler, whose goal for so long looked as though it was going to win the trophy for Liverpool. This is a pressure penalty. They all are, but this in particular. From the captain. Cool as you like.
Absolutely marvellous. And Bennett doing his utmost, couldn't get anywhere near it.
Well, is that to be the winning penalty kick for Liverpool? And with a remarkable irony, it's a Liverpool-born player, but a mad, fanatical Everton supporter who steps up to take the most critical penalty of the day. Brian Hughes has to score, or Liverpool win the Worthington Cup. Score he has.
Well, you really can't begin to think what was going through Brian Hughes' mind as he stepped up to take that penalty. But wonderful composure yet again. And I talked about how accurate most of the penalties have been.
Well, I wouldn't take one of these for £1 million. It's sudden death now, and we're only playing for a major trophy. Jamie Carragher, Liverpool born and bred. Smashed it in.
Well, he looked very tired, Jamie Carragher, as he went to take that penalty. He summoned up enough energy again to strike a marvellous shot past Ian Bennett. And here's a youngster that really has put Liverpool under incredible pressure since his introduction.
Andrew Johnson has to score. It's been saved by Westerveld, and Liverpool have won the Worthington Cup. The emotions pour out from the stands and down on the field. Liverpool have a major trophy. I can only feel the utmost sympathy for young Andrew Johnson, who performed absolutely brilliantly during the match. But fate has decided that he should miss the crucial penalty. Liverpool celebrate. Gerard Houllier has landed the first trophy of his Anfield career in the most dramatic fashion imaginable. Trevor Francis's Birmingham team have done their club proud today. They were magnificent in defeat, and against one of the top teams in Europe. It went all the way to sudden death penalties before Birmingham were finally flattened, Brian.
Well, this fella has had his critics at Liverpool, but he'll certainly be going back to Merseyside, the hero of the hour. He guessed the right way, but, well, there's the winners and there's the losers, but Birmingham City, although they may be going back to the Midlands without a medal, they certainly can be very proud of their performance. And in some senses, they can go back as winners, because they have been outstanding. And they're a credit to the Nationwide League. They're a credit to the city. And it can be a very emotional game.
One of the greatest players in Birmingham's history, and one of the young men who might go on to emulate him one day, united in their grief. Trevor Francis, normally a pretty unemotional character, just couldn't keep it in any longer. Well, it's been an astonishing day. There are tears all around in the Birmingham camp, but I tell you what, when they look back at the video of this match in a few days' time, or whenever they get the moment to do that, the tears flowing then will be tears of pride. They really have done themselves and the Nationwide League proud.
Absolutely spot on, Al. They really have. I can only endorse the words that you have just spoken, and Trevor Francis prepared his side so well going into this game. They were organised, they were disciplined, they got back into the game after that strike from Robbie Fowler, and there's a lot of tears.
Well, as Michael Johnson and the rest of the Birmingham players are inconsolable, let's reflect the joy of the winners. The Liverpool captain, Robbie Fowler, is with our man, Alan Bentley.
Robbie, well done, but what are your thoughts right now after the game like that?
I think we've set out to win it, so the Gaffers put a very good team up from the off, so I think it's nice. Birmingham were a very, very good side on. I think what we're over there, the final result was probably fair, but obviously we just managed to snatch in penalties. I'm delighted, and as you can hear, so is everyone else. Yeah,
what does this mean to the club?
Well, it gives us a stepping stone. I said Liverpool is synonymous with winning trophies, so hopefully this can be a platform for us to go on and win a few more trophies.
Let's just ask you about the goal. One of the best of your career?
Well, it's obviously the major final, so I'm very, very pleased with it. So it's up there with the best of them. So.
And for you personally, your skipper, you put all those problems you had well behind you now. You must be delighted.
Yeah, it's all finished now, so I'm happy to be getting another medal.
Well, Robbie Fowler's renaissance, if you like, is complete. He had a splendid game today. He scored the goal in normal time. He scored from the penalty spot, and pretty soon he'll be lifting the trophy. The reason why is that Sander Westerveld saved that Andrew Johnson penalty, and the Liverpool goalkeeping hero is with Alan Bentley.
Sander, I think you came here looking for a quiet afternoon. You've ended up walking away the hero. What are you feeling right now?
First of all, I don't think I'm the hero at the moment. Of course, when you save a pen, they always look at the goalkeeper. But credit to the boys. If you look at the penalties, we're top class. I was hoping that we could have finished it in the 90 minutes. We were leading 1-0, and I don't think we didn't have any big problems. And then we conceded a penalty in the last seconds. So yeah, it was a big blow for us. But yeah, we found each other again in the penalties, and they did great, the boys.
We also look back to 1 or 2 saves you made, particularly the one from Brian Hughes in the extra time.
Sorry, what was that?
The save also you made from Brian Hughes in extra time. Will you look back on that with particular pleasure?
Yeah, of course, if you make saves, if you can be important for the team, that always gives you a good feeling. But yeah, I must say it didn't go the way we wanted. We didn't really play well, and yeah, to finish this off with penalties and saving 2 pens,
I think it's the first major honour though of your career, isn't it? It's the first major thing you've won. So how do you feel? Delighted?
Oh yeah, definitely. Some teams don't take the Worthington Cup, the League Cup, very serious, but we do, and this is a prize, and hopefully this is a kick to the top.
Well done, thank you.
Cheers, thanks.
Well, that was the moment that turned the final and won the trophy for Liverpool. Whilst you've been watching those interviews, I've just been looking down on the pitch, and glad to see that almost to a man the Liverpool players went to console their Birmingham counterparts. Footballers know the emotions of fellow players, and even in their moment of triumph, they wanted to offer commiserations to the Birmingham team. Sven-Göran Eriksson will present the medals today, along with Mark Hunter, the marketing director of the sponsors Bass Brewers, and David Dent, secretary of the Football League, who retires from that position after a long period of service at the end of this season. Losers on the scoreline, but not really in any other sense today, Birmingham. They won't want to hear compliments like that at this moment. This game is all about winning. But if you can cover yourself in glory and lose, that's exactly what they've done today.
Yeah, perfectly summed up, Alan. I think that Birmingham City will go away with a lot of credit, but this emerging Liverpool side, a side now that has won the Worthington Cup final, the quarter-finals of the UEFA Cup to come, also in the FA Cup.
A few people insult this trophy. It's usually people who've gone out in the earlier rounds. Liverpool have always taken the League Cup competition very seriously, and they are about to collect it for a record 6th time. They now go ahead of Aston Villa in terms of appearances in the final, and more significantly in terms of victories. A trophy at last for Robbie Fowler, only the 2nd of his career. Steven Gerrard, the 1st of his young career. Westerveld and Hoopier, and it'll be passed down the line like a newborn baby. But I suspect it won't be treated with that kind of care later. Back in the dressing room, it'll be filled with champagne, and you shouldn't do that to babies, really. And throughout the rest of the day, and I suspect a few days to come, Liverpool will milk this moment for all it's worth. They are the winners of the Worthington Cup. And what a marvellous season it's turning out to be. still in contention for a Champions League place, still chasing Arsenal for runners-up spot, because that's what it looks like after Manchester United's victory today. Still in the FA Cup, where they faced Tranmere in the quarter-finals. Still in the UEFA Cup, where they faced Porto, also in the last 8. Michael Owen, who didn't actually get to kick a ball today, like the rest of us, he was a spectator. Gerard Houllier, who used to watch Liverpool from the Kop when he was a school teacher on Merseyside, now does something he could never have dreamed of in those far distant days. He lifts a trophy, and his name will be ringing around the stadium from these Liverpool supporters. Congratulations from Mr. Eriksson for the referee, who had a couple of important decisions to make today, really crucial decisions. And it's celebration time for Liverpool Football Club once again. The most successful team in the history of English football adds another trophy to the long, long list.
Gerard Houlier's first honour as Liverpool manager, the first time a major football final has been staged at the Millennium Stadium, the first time the Worthington Cup has been decided on penalties. I think we'll all remember this for a very, very long time to come. Poor old Andy Johnson, who seemed to be consoling Trevor Francis at the end, not the other way around. Poor old Kenny Dalglish up here's gone through it all, likewise Frank Worthington. In the end though, Kenny, the old boys did it just, but not, as Sander Westerveld admitted, in the way they planned.
No, I think they were disappointed in the way they played, especially when they get through the half-hour against like almost 10 and a half men. But they've won it. It's a trophy on the sideboard. They think good platform, as Robbie said, to take them forward. Maybe on to greater things. They'll all go home with great confidence from that, although the performance wasn't great.
This is going to open the floodgates, isn't it?
Well, anybody that favours Liverpool, they'll be hoping so. But that still remains to be seen as well. As Robbie says, it's a platform to take the thing forward. Everything just seems to be coming together for them at the right time. Gerard's been given great support for the chairman financially. David Moores has given him a fortune, he spent it wisely. The youth academy's starting to bear fruit. There's 4 or 5 kids playing there that have come through it. So the club looks to be going in the right direction, and this just adds a little bit more to it.
Frank, you said before the game you were just proud to see Birmingham in a major cup final, and the way they have performed today must make you even prouder.
Yeah, I mean, they'll be disappointed, Marcus, obviously, but they'll go away with a lot of confidence in how they've matched Liverpool on the day, and you know, they're in a terrific position in the league, so they'll be looking now to push forward and get in and playing Liverpool on a regular basis. But it's been a terrific day, and penalty shootout, a bit of a lottery, but there's some excellent penalties there.
Plenty of talking points as well, including perhaps a penalty that Birmingham should have been given in extra time. We will look back at the match and get more reaction when we return to the Millennium Stadium in a couple of minutes. Back to Cardiff, which belongs to Liverpool this Sunday evening. They've beaten Birmingham on penalties in the Worthington Cup final. A remarkable afternoon. They appear to have it wrapped up. Considered a penalty in the dying seconds of normal time, but Sander Westerveld was their hero when the dreaded penalty shootout finally took place. First trophy in 6 years for Liverpool. High time they won something again, Kenny, isn't it?
Well, I think the tradition and the history of the club's fantastic. It was never going to continue. And unfortunately, for the last 10 years, they've won 2 trophies, I think. But the 2 guys that were in charge, Graham Souness and Roy Evans, each won a trophy, and that's Gerard's first trophy. Those 2 lads made great contributions another way to the success of the club. Graham as a player and Roy as a coach, serving under Shanks, Bob Paisley, myself, and then admirably, then to go himself and win a trophy. So they've made contributions to the club in different ways, but that's Gerard's first, and hopefully it'll be first a few more.
One thing I do want to ask you about, without taking it away from Liverpool's glory, Michael Owen didn't get off the bench today. most of us, I think, expected he would get on at some time. Is that going to be an increasing problem for Gerrard to keep his high-quality strikers contained?
I think when you've got a squad, a great quality and talent as he has, I think it's always going to be a problem. You can't play everybody. Michael's going to be extremely disappointed because he's not got on the pitch today. Certainly he'll be disappointed not getting the starting 11, and even more disappointed not even getting a kick. So it's a thing that he's got to come to terms with. Everybody's got to come to terms with.
Well, Darren, to lose after a match like that hardly seems fair, does it?
This is the way it goes, isn't it? It's the only way you can decide games like these, penalties. It's just a shame for us to come out on the losing side today.
The pressure that you must have been in with that penalty and all the time must have been intense, but you managed to stick it away brilliantly.
Yeah, well, it was, but if you're going to take penalties, then you're going to have to stick with that pressure. And I just made I've got a good strike on it, and hopefully run it back in the net.
You matched them totally in that game, and if you play like this at the end of the season, you'll be playing them again next season in the Premiership, won't you?
We hope so. We've been playing like it for the last 2 weeks now, and you can tell from our results we've been playing well. And it's just a shame for us we've lost today, even though we have played that well.
Oh, not Darren.
Cheers, thanks a lot.
Gerard, we witnessed some marvellous scenes out there. What are your reflections on the afternoon?
But first of all, it was a great final. I mean, we've got to give credit to Birmingham. They gave us a game. We knew that, and it's a period of upsets at the moment in the cup, so we've got to be careful. I thought we were very professional. Scored a goal in the first half. Played well in the second half. Created many chances. And the only thing we could regret is the fact that we were not clinical enough. I mean, we could have killed the game in the second half. And then when came the penalty, I thought, well, it's mainly the legs that we maybe have a problem with, because we played so many games. I mean, that's the 4th in 10 days. And obviously, you know, after that, the confidence goes to the other side. I was pleased the boys in the second part of the extra time picked themselves up. They wanted to win. They had some good movement. They could have scored. And the penalty, you know what happens in penalty.
When you went out there on the pitch just after full time, were you conscious that you had to lift the players ahead of extra time?
I tell you, I was really worried about the physical side, but I must really give a lot of credit to my players. I mean, they were fantastic. I mean, physically, and they showed it. I mean, they showed with character that they would never give in.
Marvellous goal, wasn't it, by Robbie Fowler as well in the first half, Gerrard?
Great goal. He could have scored even at the end of the second half, and he could have finished the game for us. But it was a wonderful goal. I mean, Robbie has got a tremendous record in the Wethington Cup, and he kept it going, yeah.
It's only a couple of months ago we were answering question after question about his future, about Michael Owen and this, that and the other. One or two critics surely eating their words at the moment.
Tell you what, if we're still in the competition and if we play the final, thanks to Michael. I mean, probably the team has reached another dimension in the fact that there's a great unity. Everybody was there. The injured players wanted to come here and support their team, and of course I didn't play Michael today, but to me it's part of my plans, and if we're here it's because he scored the first goal against Fulham. We don't forget that.
No, just very
No.